All right. Hey, folks. Yay! We made it to another Thursday, guys. It is finally time to get this K3 moving. Before we do that, though, we're gonna chat a little bit. We're gonna get the stream up, get the stream amped up a little bit, get some people coming in, and we're gonna talk about this because this thing has been a journey. I'm not gonna lie, man. I this printer is something else. But yeah, guys, let me give a shout out to all who's here. What we got? We got Nick, La Sync. Hey, what's up, buddy? Adam in 3D, yo, welcome. Jose, what's up, buddy? Got my peoples up in here. Axe Potato. What's up, my people? Let's go, plastic folks. We're here. This thing has been a journey, man. I'm so excited to talk about it. So excited. It's been a minute. What y'all been doing? How's you guys' week? Let's chat. Let's chat first. Let's chat before we get into the all technical details about this thing. Because, yeah, I got some things to say about it. But, how you guys doing? Hey, Gabriel. Welcome to the chat stream, man. Yes, we're printing today. We are definitely printing today. There's going to be some print, for sure. Yeah, we're going to move plastic today. Absolute moving plastic today. Bill looks good. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Hey, you can at least see the Batman logo in the background a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. So, I'm good, happy, almost Friday. You already know TGIF when it comes, you know? All right. So we got some people in. Let's talk about this before I start printing. So I got the lights installed. I kind of want to show you the type of lights. So I have LEDs installed, but they're like they're individual, but they have this what do you call it now? Come to mind. You know, like a diffuser. Yeah, it's like the diffuser type LED. So the lights are more evenly spread out. It's really nice. So I'm gonna turn it on so you guys can see that. Let me turn it on real quick, but let me turn it on so you guys can see that. But I got my LED set up. So you guys are supposed to be able to see that light now. But yeah, so nice even lighting. So that should come across really nicely on the stream. And so let's talk about what I've done. So I finished wiring up everything. I was, while I was watching Nero stream, Steve Bill's stream, D-Wit 3D stream, I was kind of working on it in the background because I like watching the streams. I like watching the other guys stream and work on it in the background while I'm doing that. Kind of fun. It's kind of really fun to be able to work on things in the background while I'm watching the stream. So I was working on this diligently, trying to get this thing working. First problem I had was I'm running 2209 stepper driver, so TSMC 2209 stepper driver, and one of the driver was getting hot. Like, I mean, I didn't know what I was doing, but it was just getting hot, right? And I knew I set up everything correctly. I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna walk you through this process so you guys can see the little challenges. And again, these are easy things that I should know better on, but sometimes you overthink things a little too much. You just get caught up in a moment. And so I'm gonna show you what happened to me. So let me take you to my my desktop capture here. So this is what I'm using. So I'm using fluid in this case. I'm not using the Pi no longer. I'm actually using the let me show you guys, because I like to demonstrate. You know me, guys. You know my channel. I don't like to just tell. I like to show. So I'm gonna turn it around and pop off the back real quick, just to give you guys an idea what this thing looked like. So let's pop off the back. Let me take off the back real quick, and then we can go from there. So before I get into the whole nitty gritty, because we're gonna be here for 3 hours, so I'm allowed to show. All right, let's change back to main view here. Let me pop off the back. I want to show you guys. Don't judge my wire management. Let's turn this off real quick, just so I don't have things just sitting. Let you guys see what I'm doing. It lives. Hey, Trail Features, welcome back, man. How you doing? It definitely lives. I'm just taking off the back panel. That's so you guys can have an idea my wire routing and just kind of go over a few things, and then we can kind of get into the nitty gritty of printing, stuff like that. In a second. So let me pop this off, these two here. All right, let's rest this down real quick. So flip this around so you guys can see what's going on here. All right, let's change the view. All right. So as you guys can see, I'm not using let me go over here. So as you guys can see, I'm using the T95 Mini in this case. My wire routing is pretty decent. It's not terrible. It could be better in certain places. So there we go. It's not too bad. Let me keep up with chat here. Make sure you guys Rando 10. Finally, some more Annex printers out in the wild. Hey, welcome to the channel, Rando. I love to build a K3 Plus. Too many projects for sure. Trail Features. Too many. I'm not even done with this yet because there's some upgrades that are coming. So stay tuned. There will be some upgrades because I'm not satisfied with these stepper motors. Just being honest. So 2209s. These four here that you see. These have the end stop. The diode pin is still in place. So you know, if you guys are not aware, with Big Tree Tech, their newer boards, you don't have to cut the diode pin to do sensorless ohming. It's just a jumper. So the jumpers are right here. So once you put the jumpers on, you'll be able to enable sensorless ohming. So you don't have to cut the pins anymore. All you got to do is just remove the jumper, and you can still retain your pin. So these four here are for X, X1, Y, Y1. And these are the rest of the the Z steppers and my extruder at the end. Now, this stepper driver was getting super hot, right? I didn't know why it was getting hot. It's for the longest I was just having troubles with it, trying to find out why is it getting hot, and the motors wouldn't move. I would do a stepper buzz, motor wouldn't move. Come to find out, I missed a exclamation mark in the config under where it says enable pin, right? So without an exclamation mark, nothing moves. So that was my fault for not paying enough attention to realize that I needed a exclamation mark to enable the motor to move. So that was my fault there. But outside of that, everything is working. I did get a adapter. So if you look in the top here, there's a USB adapter, and the purpose of that is to expand the USB. Now this is the USB 3 right here. But this is the USB 2.0 port, and this is a USB 2.0 hub. So this is just really to expand and give me some more USB access. You know, just to run input shaper. You know, maybe if I want to run a spear board or something of that in the future, I'm able to be able to run it off the board here. And if you guys watch my tutorial of how to install Clipper, all the fancy gizmo on this board. I have a tutorial out, so if you want to check that out and buy a T95 Mini, you can do that. It's really easy to install Clipper on and get all that jazz going. So yeah, so I just want to show you the back. I'm about to close it back up, and then we can get back to the front and start printing and stuff. So just give you a last look. So not too bad cable management. I think I did pretty well for myself there. So yeah. Alright, so we're gonna close it up, and then we're gonna go right back to the back here. We're gonna go back to the front so we can start some printing. Alright, so let me close it back up real quick. Trying to keep up with you guys while I talk here. Let's go. Hey, Axe Potato. Yes. My wire management is a ball of wire Velcro to the back of the printer, and I hope it doesn't catch fire. Hey, listen, you get better over time, Trail Future. I'm pretty sure you get better at it over time. It's one of those things. We're all not the greatest at wire management. I promise you. I'm very impatient at it, but I tried my best with this one. Hey, Squirrel Brain, what's up, buddy? Welcome to the stream as usual. Jaguar Squad K3, yay! I'm excited, guys. Tonight's gonna be an exciting stream. I promise you. I'm excited. Huh? Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry. I'm exposing you a little bit. I'm exposing you a little bit. It's all right. Let me put this on real quick, but I'm excited. So let me just go ahead and pop this in, and then we can get to play with this a little bit. So there is I have a gripe with these stepper motors, and as you guys know, I'm not a big fan of 0.9 degree steppers. I'm just not. I am not a big fan of them, just because of the lack of torque, personally, in my opinion. And these ones run pretty hot. So we're going to go into more details once I pop this on real quick, and we're going to talk about it. Hey, Digital72, welcome, buddy. Hey. Working on TikTok 2.0. Oh my God, dude. You got projects for me. I'm excited, Squirrel Brain. I am excited. You're going to make my channel blow up a little with your projects. You're gonna make me the exclusive builder of these things, all right? I gotta show it on channels on the channel first. Let's pop in this one here. TikTok 2.0. I'm excited to build that. And you're going to see it on my channel first, guys, so stay tuned, because I'm going to be the one building that. So just know that it's coming. David Farah, aren't 0.9 noisy too? Yes, they are. They are. Dude, I'm warning you guys now. This stream will get noisy. This machine itself is noisy. I can't believe how much noise this thing makes. Like, things are rattling. Just wait till I turn it on. Just wait till I get a print going. This thing is noisy in person, and 0.9 stepper motors doesn't help either. You know, these things are screaming all the time. And so yeah, you'll see. You guys will see that this is very interesting printer. But I do love it. I do love it. All right. So let me get that straightened back up for you guys. Let me change the view. There we go. All right. Okay, let's get to turning it on, and we're gonna get this going. Alright, so let's go. We're gonna go ahead and reconnect here. Wait till it connects to the there we go. We are connected. I'm gonna kick the lights on. Alright. So let's get to talk about this. So I have a profile set up. So this is my profile so you guys can see. Let me launch, do a screen capture here. So this is my thanks to Squirrel Brain, and I really appreciate you, dude. Like, you don't understand how much I appreciate you. So I'm telling you right now on stream, I really do appreciate your help in the background, because yeah. So thanks to Squirrel Brain, a little tutorial, I was able to get this. So now you guys can't laugh at me about the Ender 3 beds, okay? The Ender 3 profiles. I at least try to make it look like the someone had a STL of this in the Discord for the Annex Discord, and I downloaded the STL and was able to drop this into the mesh of the, I'm using the Creality Ender 3 Max profile. So I was able to replace the mesh for this, and then this is the result. So this is really nice. So I'm able to make that. So as far as printing standards go, this is what I currently have it at. So I know some of you guys don't like Cura, but I don't mind Cura, to be honest with you guys. So I have a profile called K3 Fast. So this is what I'm attempting. 300 millimeter a second. 700 millimeter in terms of travel speed, because that was the kind of limit I was running into. We're gonna do a little test on that too to show you the limits of this thing. And I had it at 20K acceleration. I'm down to 16 at the moment. I might be able to bump that up again, because I was having a lot of layer shifting, and that's something I'm gonna explain to. So, but basically this is just my base profile. It's not fully tuned yet, so that's what we're gonna try to do. We're gonna try to kind of play with it on stream tonight as much as we can, you know, mess with certain things and then get some printing going. So but this is just my base kind of profile to kind of mess with and adjust as, you know, as we play with it. So just wanted to show that off a little bit. Hey, First Layer, welcome, man. Thank you. Lussing, Speedy from Fabrico released a Rook. You should build it. It's got provision for BTT Pico. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely gonna build a Rook. I'm gonna attempt the Rook 180 first, just because like a bigger volume and I can print that one. So that's what's coming next. But I definitely want to build one of the little Rooks myself too. So that's also coming as well. I'm gonna have to schedule them out, because I have a whole schedule, a timeline to get these things coming out here. Can you post the machine profile? Also use Cura a lot more. Okay, for sure, Gabriel. I can definitely post a profile. It doesn't have the Basel nozzle trail feature. I'm actually just using the stock nozzle that comes with the Rapido, the Fadus Rapido Harden, which is, I think, is a coated copper nozzle. It doesn't last too long, but however, I do have this. If you can see this, see if I can show it to you guys. I do have this here. Let me go back to main. I do have this nozzle. It's a this is the we call nozzle again. So it's a steel, one of their steel nozzle. It's almost like a E3D kind of rip-off nozzle kind of thing, but it works really well for like printing carbon fiber, ABS, that type of thing. So far testing it, I really love this nozzle. So I'm gonna keep buying this because it seemed to last very long at this point. So I'm gonna keep buying these type of nozzle here. So that's what I'm gonna replace it with. Basel nozzle fund. Thanks, Trail Feature, man. I appreciate that. It's definitely gonna go towards a Basel nozzle. Alright, so let's get this thing moving. So as a test, this is what my config looked like. So I'm gonna show you guys my config for those who want to kind of copy. Keep in mind, I I used the Annex config as a reference. I didn't want to put all of the stuff they have in, right? Because some of the stuff to me is, I do my thing a little different. I'm gonna show you what I mean. I'm gonna show you what I mean because it's just easier to show. So let me. So if I go to printer.config, let me move this out you guys' way. So notice how my config is set up. So I couldn't use here. So where you see this is hashtag out for some reason, and this is just my experience. Maybe you guys can help me out here. So I'm gonna rely on you guys with knowledge. Anytime I activate sensorless ohming only on the y-axis for some reason, you cannot run sensorless ohming like on separate mode on the Y for some reason. Like I noticed that when my when I did it on my Blue Boy build with the 2 Y motor in the back, I only could run the sensorless ohming on the left motor, but I couldn't do it on the right. For some reason, it would yell at me like I can't do both. It's the strangest thing. I don't know why, but I was able to just get away with one, right? For some reason, it works on the X. The X and the X1 works fine, but when it comes to the Y1, it doesn't work. It just doesn't want to recognize that I want sensorless ohming on the Y. But it's not a big deal because when it ohms, it still ohms correctly fine. So I'm not sure. That's something I might have to play with. Maybe something I'm missing. So if you guys can kind of help me out there, I'm not sure why I had to disable it. So if you see, I have to hashtag that part out. It is what it is. It doesn't really affect the performance or anything of the printer. Let's scroll down here. Here's the next issue I ran into. These motors require a lot of amperage, guys. Like insane amount of amperage, because I had them at 1 amp when I was doing the speed test and it passed. But as soon as I would start printing, I would get like massive layer shifts, and I didn't understand why. So for the longest, I was scratching my head, like, why are these things giving layer shifts? So after doing some research online, I realized these motors are in a different kind of class. So these motors are rated for 180 degrees, okay? My standard motors, most of the motors I use, which are stepper online, 60 millimeter motors, they're 1.8. Those are like in your 60 degrees, 80 degrees class stepper motor, right? So when you pass 80 degrees, they tend to kind of like lose their steps. With these are 180 degrees, right? So you can pretty much crank up the current on these things and they'll still be fine. However, remember we're dealing with ABS plastics here. So the trade-off is that if you crank up the current, you'll crank up the torque, but at the same time you're melting your motor mount. And I'm like, I don't really like that, you know what I'm saying? So that's a bit of a turn off for me personally, because like I don't want to have to go to metal mount, you know what I'm saying? What if someone wants to print it without burning up the motor mount, right? But these motors just run hot, and so that's a little bit of a turn off for me. So anytime I get the chance, I'm going to replace these with 1.8 steppers. I just like those better. They're more torqueier. They might not have the highest acceleration, but they're just more torqueier down low, you know, and less current to run them. So yeah, I'm yapping a lot, but I just wanted to provide all the information for you guys. Don't you need to set up a jumper for sensorless? So David Vera, yes. So I have sorry guys, I'm actually just yapping and not showing you guys what I'm talking about. Hold on. So I do have the sensor set up for that on both, but it still wouldn't work when I had the pin jump, right? So the specific pin for what I had set up for the Y, it still didn't work. So I'm not sure if it's a clipper thing or it's just additional settings, but from what I verify, it just seems like it's a config clipper thing. I'm not sure. I'm still gonna research why that is a problem, but that's the issue I was having. Hey DeWitt, welcome buddy. Happy to see you here. Hello there, GoldenJaguar friend. Yep. And so, were you getting error while homing? Yes. No. Well, it wouldn't. No. What it would do? It's weird. It will. So trail feature. It will home, but it will, like one of the motors will move and the other will just. It will. I'm trying to visualize what I'm saying. So the other motor, so let's say I'm ohming Y, right? Because it's they're you know, you have one motor mounted here, one motor mounted here. So if you're ohming, they should go in that direction. What will happen is that this motor will try to go and the other one will stop. So it just twists the gantry a bit. And it was weird because, like I said, I had it set up correctly. I even played with the sensitivity of the stall guard, which is basically what it is, stall guard. So I played with the sensitivity, and even then it still wouldn't move. The motor wouldn't move. But when I disable sensorless ohming on the X1 stepper, on the Y1 stepper, sorry, it worked fine. It just homed fine and stopped. So I'm not sure. Like, I'm not quite sure what the issue was. But for me, I just didn't want to have to bother with it. So I just disabled it. Just checking. Oh, okay. He said, I hope you guys are following along. I know of so much information I'm rambling on, so just let me know if I ran over something. I'm just providing a bunch of information that I've dealt with in the background, so I'm just kind of like rambling off my head as I remember them. This is one gorgeous, beefy, awesome printer. Thanks, Dewitt. It is definitely a beefy. It's a beast. It's a beast. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna do a home, and because I want to turn down the voltage on the stepper right now, I have them at 1.6, which is quite high. Most guys run them at 1.4, but like I said, I'm going for speed. I'm in it. It's either we go for speed or we're going for loss, right? I mean, this printer is expensive, so I'm taking no less than 20K acceleration, like no less than 20K. So if we can get more out of it, sure, but I'm not gonna settle for anything less than 20K acceleration at 300 millimeters a second. My mind is like dead set on it. Hey, Nuno, welcome. Happy that you can make it, man. You got off work early this time for me, huh? All right, so let's get this thing going for you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and ohm it real quick, so you guys can hear it. And I'm warning you guys right now, it's loud. So hopefully my mic won't pick up all that sound, but it's very loud. So we're gonna go ahead and home it. There we go. So I set this all up already, ohming and everything. It grabs the probe and just ohm in the center of the bed. Right now, accelerations are set to 16K and the velocity 700 millimeters, but I want to push it a little further. So we're going to do some little tests right now. Oh, work break, unfortunately. Aw, it's all right. I'm glad you came through, though, for me, buddy. I am glad you came through, though. I appreciate it. Hey! Hector! Welcome to the stream, man. That is awesome. Happy to see you here, buddy. I appreciate you. And like I said, I've always promoted your company. Like I've been bragging the whole time that my buying experience from you when I bought the K3 kit and frame and stuff, it was a pleasure working with you. So yes, happy to see you on the stream, man. That was awesome. This is awesome. Add some heat sinks and fan to the stepper motor and you can actually really crank them up. I don't know, Nick. I could, but I feel like that's gonna take away from the look of it, and I feel like it's just gonna be a little counterproductive. Now the heatsink, I may try that out. I'm gonna show you guys that this thing gets hot. Like the motors, they get really hot. they get insanely hot. I'm not even used to motors getting that hot, because I'm usually, you can touch them and they feel warm, but man, these are hot. They're toasty. Next build should be a Superman theme. That's what I'm thinking too, First Layer. That's exactly what I'm thinking too. So the part cooling fans are 4010. That's correct, so 4010, and I think I have a 2510 as the hot and cooling fan as well. Water cool steppers. That's not a bad idea. I know how to water cool because my PC is actually water cooled. So good job, Trade Future. I might attempt something crazy like that. We'll have to see. That'd be interesting. So let's do some acceleration tests. So I'm gonna take you guys, let's do some acceleration tests. I'm gonna turn down the voltage a little bit. So let's do a capture. So we're gonna go in. Right now they're at 1.6. I'm gonna take them down to about 1.4 and see what we get out of them. And if they manage decent, then we'll go. So I'm just gonna go 20K, just out of purpose on here. I'm gonna leave it at 700 for the max velocity. Let's turn this down a notch. We're gonna do 1.4 like they recommended. So we're gonna see if it actually lasts without skipping steps on me. Alright. I'm gonna save and restart here. Alright, we're gonna pop on the lights. So this is the speed test. Now, what I do, so I can walk you guys through this, I do a little speed test thing, right? So what that speed test is for is, let me make this a little bigger. So what that speed test does is it kind of tests your max acceleration. I got this from the VZBot group, which is Vez Simon and his group. So I got this. It's really nice, and I recommend it for anybody building new printers. Get this. I might be able to link it underneath this video, but basically what it does is you set your speed here. So for example, I'm going to try 700 millimeters. You set your iteration, so that's how many cycles of it you want. In this case, I'm going to do 10, just out of safety first. And then you do your desired acceleration. In this case, I want to do 20. So I'm going to put 20 there. The bounds are like the boundaries. So let's say let's say you want to keep it from going all the way max. So 30 bound is the minimum. Like it won't go beyond that. Like it won't go to 0 completely to move. You can set that to be a little closer inner, but I'm leaving mine at 30 because I want it to kind of actually move all over, right? So I'm gonna go and send it and see what happens, okay? And this is at 1.4 on the voltage here. Let me keep up with you guys. Liquid nitrogen cooling would take care of the warm motors, LOL. Yeah, but that would be temporary, Dewitt. I feel like it will be hard to see nozzle for the first layer or first few layer. You can kind of see it a little bit, David Vera. Just if I'm close up, you can probably see, but I have the nozzle perfectly set, so it should lay down really nice. I have cooling fan and XY stepper on my V0. They get a bit hot with just 0.9 amp. Yeah, I can see that. Hey, Poor Boys channel, welcome to the stream, buddy. It's nice to see that you can make it, man. Welcome to the stream, man. So let's crank it. Let's go for it, guys. Let's crank it. So I'm gonna hit it and see what happens. Now, like I said, I turn it down a little bit. I turn the voltage down a little bit, so that means I'm not getting as much amperage, as much torque out of these motors. So let's see what happens. It might crash, but I'm sending it. So let's see what happens. I have the button right here. I have the power button right here, so I can turn it off if it start crashing and things. But let's see what happens. I've gotten up to 1,000 millimeters a second at 20K axle at that speed. See, now my limitation here, you know, is my gantry. My overall gantry and tool heads are heavy, so I'm limited on that max velocity. Yep, you see it's already crashing? It's already crashing. You see that? You see that? It already crashed. Like, so 0.4, it just can't manage 0.4. Now, if I turn, like for example, if I lowered the velocity, so let's say from 700 millimeter to about 6 or 5, it'll do fine. But I want more out of it. So in order to get more, I have to turn up the voltage, and I'm trying to strike that balance, you know. So it's it's a bummer. So let's see if we can get this thing rebooted back up here. Yeah. Hey, 007 FPV, welcome to the stream, bud. bolt that table down. Yo, that table has been begging for mercy ever since I've been messing with this thing, man. Alright, let's try again. So we're gonna do let's see. We can do, it cannot manage 700, so let's do 6. Let's do 6. We're gonna do 600 millimeters second. We're gonna do 10. We're gonna keep at 20k acceleration here, and we'll leave it at 30. Let's see what happens. All right, grabbing the probe. Alright, I'm next to the power button again, guys, just in case it start tripping out. Oh, crash again. You see that? It crashed again. It skipped a step. It did skip a step. I'll let it go though. It skipped a step though. So it's still not enough amp for it. Yeah, I'm not confident in this one. It skipped a step, so that's already. I did it for 10 iterations, so it's gonna go 10 times before it stops. There we go. Alright. It skipped a step, so that's not a good result, right? Because if it's skipping, what's gonna happen is that if I try to attempt to print at that speed, so that was 600 millimeter at 20k acceleration, it skipped the initial step. So what will happen is if I try to print at that speed, it's gonna skip a step on me. So that means I'm just gonna have to up the amperage. And that's what I'm saying about these motors, that's a bit of a turnoff, is because they're 0.9 steppers, they require a lot more current just to give a lot more torque, versus if it was a 1.8 stepper, you know, they don't need a lot of current in order to maintain that the same torque capacity or whatever. So that's the turnoff here. That's why I said I never really cared for 0.9 steppers. I know the benefit is that it gives you higher resolution on your X and Y, but let's be honest, guys, who cares about higher resolution other than the Z? That's the only resolution I care about, is on the Z. So for me, my opinion, if you can avoid using 0.9 steppers, I would avoid using them. They're loud too on top of that. So my vote is for 1.8, and hopefully that will be my vote for Annex or LDO. If they can make a custom 1.8 long boy stepper motor, that will be great, like super awesome, because they need to create that option for those who don't like 0.9, like myself. I hate them. I'm not an advocate for 0.9 motors, I can tell you that. So and I think I've been saying that for a minute now. I do not like them. So let's crank it up again. Let's crank it up some more. Let's not give up now. We're not gonna give up. I'm gonna crank it up some more. Excuse me there, guys. Let's go. Let's add. Let's go by this. Let's add 100 more milliamp on there. You know what I'm saying? Let's add a. Let's add. Did it not save? It says it's. I wonder if it didn't save properly. Let's do 0.5 because it's saying it didn't save properly. I'm pretty sure I did. We're gonna make sure that's there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, I'm gonna verify save because it looked like it never even took my thing, but let's see. Sorry guys if I'm scrolling super fast. I'm pretty used to doing this stuff, so I'm like, alright, it took this time. Alright, so let's give it a go again. turn on the lights. All right. Let's try. I won't do that long iteration. I'm just gonna do 5 for now, just because once it skip a step, you already know it's not gonna make it. So 700, 600. All right, we're gonna send it and see what happened. Tell us your thoughts on the 0.9 motor, LOL. For sure. I'm going to definitely tell you my thoughts. I need to take a refresher course on Voron programming. Yes, David, yes, I'm running, oh, skip the step there. Yeah, it's skipping steps. I'm going to have to stop it. Yeah, I'm going to have to stop it. It's just so yeah, David, I'm running 16 microsteps, and that's the reason why I haven't increased it as well too, because increasing your microstep is going to lower your torque value, the maximum torque you have. So I left it at 16. Oh man, it's so what this is telling me is that I can't do 700 millimeters a second velocity, which kind of sucks because you kind of need that for that travel speed. But I settle for 6. So I'm gonna do 6 at the same 1.5 amp, and if I can get away with that, I settle for 6. But 700 would have been fantastic, and the only way I'm gonna achieve 700 is unless I change these motor out for like a 1.8 stepper that has a lot more torque. Then I probably can get away with it. But at this point, I'm probably not going to be able to hit that magic number of 7 or 8 in the velocity here. So unless I turn down the acceleration, which I'm not willing to do. So all right, so we're going for 600 millimeters a second. I'm only going to do 5 iterations. As long as it doesn't skip, we're okay. And if it doesn't skip, what I'll do is run it for about 50, just to make sure it won't skip. And if it doesn't, then we can actually start a print. So it's just really finding that nice, nice balance between speed and acceleration is what I'm trying to find. So let's try this out and see what happens. Turn the light on. Let's hit send. Go back to main here. Okay. Here it goes. No skip steps so far. Usually you'll hear it by now. It'll skip a step by now, but it's not skipping right now. Okay, so we pass. So that's that. We ain't passed yet. That was the motors are not even warm. Yeah, they're not even warm yet. So that's just, they're not hot yet. So we're gonna have to run it to about 50 cycles. Okay, so bear with me, guys. We're gonna have to run it 50 cycles. Running it about 50 cycles warms up the motor and helps to detect if there's any skip steps. Because like I said, if the step skips, then it's no good. I'm gonna have to dial back down the velocity a bit. So so if you're wanting more torque, could you change the pulley diameter on the steppers? Good question, poor boy. So you could go 16 teeth pulleys, which will give you a little bit of torque, but then you're losing out on max acceleration. So it's like one of those balancing act. And the only reason why I know that, because with my Trident all-wheel drive here, when I had 16T pulley, I was limited to about like 15, 16K max. It just wouldn't go beyond that. A lot of torque, but just couldn't go beyond that 16 acceleration. But when I did go to 22 pulleys, I was able to go higher acceleration. So it was like 20, 25K at about 700 millimeters second, somewhere around there. So pulleys do play a part whether you get more torque or less. But it's not major though. It's like it's not super major. In this case, it's gonna be current. It's gonna definitely have to be current. Less current. That's less current. So Tesla, what do you mean less current? What do you mean? And welcome to the stream, by the way. If I haven't said it before, welcome to the stream. I'm learning just as we go, guys. Like, I'm learning too. So if you guys have any feedback, just throw it my way. I'm willing to really try anything at this point. I do have a lot of knowledge, but you know, I'm reaching my limits in terms of what this machine is capable of. And to me personally, I just feel like it's the motors. Just my honest opinion. I just feel like it's the motors in my opinion. Now I could crank up the temp, but if I crank up the, let's say not the temperature, but if I crank up the amperage, keep in mind that a 2209 stepper motors is only I think the max amp that it can allow is about 2.4 amps or something like that. So if I'm pushing it, it's gonna get hotter and it's gonna crash, which I tried. I put it up to 2.0 and the stepper driver axis just crashed out. Like, they couldn't handle that 2 amp. So like I said, my limiting factor is definitely motors here. There's no way I can think of anything else. It's nice to know the motors are like can withstand up to a 180C, but you wouldn't want to run 180C on ABS plastic motor mounts, right? I mean, it's gonna melt it at some point. So I'm just trying to strike a balance where it doesn't get too hot, but I can get the acceleration I want, at least the minimum, and still be able to print without literally melting anything. So it's that balance I'm trying to strike. So let's so let me run 50 iteration on this. I know it's gonna get a little loud, but it's just to make sure that it actually works. So let's crank that up to 50, and we're gonna warm up the motors. They're getting a little toasty, not too hot. I still can touch them. So let's run 50 and see what happens. You just changed 1.6 to 5. Yes, I did. It was 1.6 already. But the reason why I changed it down is because when I was in the Discord, most of the guys in the Discord for the Annex K3, they said they run it at 1.4. But as you can see, 1.4 at the speed I'm trying to go for, it doesn't work. It's like, it's literally just crashing. So I just don't want to go 1.6 if I don't have to, because it does get hot. Like, these motors run about, I printed a benchy yesterday, and by the time the benchy got done, I have this tool here. So by the time this benchy got done and I put this on the motors were reading at 73 degrees. That is hot. And keep in mind, that hasn't been enclosed yet. So I can only imagine if this is enclosed and the heat is building up, add the natural heat from the bed to the motors, and you're talking about the motor's gonna hit 80 degrees, 85, easy. So that's what I'm trying to run from. I'm trying not to melt the motor mount. So if I can lower the amperage a little bit and get away with the same acceleration, that's what I'm aiming for. The first day the printer would be. All right, so far it hasn't skipped a step yet, so I'm kind of happy, but we'll see if it skipped a step. I just got a call from Society for Preventing Cruelty to Tables. They're asking me to be a witness in the case against you. Oh, I'm dead. Good one, D-With. I promise once table abuse. I promise once I get enough fun, I'll buy a solid table. This is gonna have to deal with the beating for now. Oh my goodness, y'all killing me. Alright, so it's moving. Now let me know if you guys think this is loud. I think it's pretty loud. It's very audible. Like, this is very, very audible. Like, it's... I can hear this down the hall in my bedroom. That's just how loud this thing is. It's insane. So hopefully covering up, like putting on the top hat and covering up completely would dampen that sound, but it's loud. It's loud. that visible filament is laying down beautifully. Not yet, but we're gonna lay some down tonight. We'll see how it goes. Let me feel what the motors are like right now. They're not bad. I still can touch them. They're not terrible. They're not terrible. I still can touch them. They're not bad. They're probably about 40 degrees, 50 degrees-ish, so they're not bad. My heart is pounding thinking we're going to see the legs collapse. Wouldn't that be something, First Layer? That would be hilarious if this table collapsed with this printer. Alright, it's almost to an end here, guys, so it should be about 50 right around now. Y'all gonna have table protective service officer make a wellness check. You said that the 800 speed needed more current, then you reduced the max current. Yeah, alright, so I know for a fact, Tessa, that I won't be able to hit 800. Like, even increasing the current, the amount of current it needs to run 800, I know for a fact there's no way I'm getting there. It can barely, now I finally stop. It can barely manage 700 at 20K with 1.6 amp. Like, at 800, I'm going to probably run 2 amp in order to even get it to hit 800. So, I know for a fact it's not going to make it there. There's no way it's going to make it to that speed. We can try. Alright, for kicks and giggles, let's try. Let's try. Look, utter failure, 100%. If it doesn't fail, then I'll give you a reward. But I'm 100% sure it's gonna fail. All right, let's try something. Just for kicks and giggles, let's try. Let's increase it. Let's do 1.8. Okay, let's do 1.8. Let me show you. Let's try 1.8. Okay, from 1.5, 1.8 amps. All right, we're gonna increase it. So that's change. That's change. That's change. Let's change this one. This is the max I'm kind of willing to push because I know the stepper driver can crash at this point. You know, it's just not. But let's see something. 1.8. Let's save and restart. Just for kicks and giggles. We're just gonna see what happens. All right. Let's make sure it take. All right, it did take. So 1.8, 1.8, 1.8. All right. So let's close. Let's turn the light on here. Let's go for it. I'm gonna show you guys for kicks and giggles. I'm only gonna do twice. That's about it. Actually, just twice, because I'm not gonna do any more because I know it's gonna crash. I have a feeling. 20K. We're gonna do 2 iterations, just for kicks and giggles. Let's see what happens. All right, let's see what happens. I know it's gonna crash, so I'm gonna get ready to just hit this button, and the emergency stop button. So let's see. Oh, there we go. There we go. Crashed already. Ouch, ouch, ouch. I told you. It's just, it can't, the motor is the limitation here. It's just, it cannot do 800 millimeters a second at 20K. It just can't. Yeah, it just crashed. It just, yeah. That table, that table suffers from lack of support. It's like a cheap table, guys. Like, you know, it's one of those, what do you call them? It's one of those foldable tables. I can't remember what they call, but like the you know, the fold-on ones. So you know these things are not sturdy. They're not sturdy at all. Oh yeah. Yeah. So we know it's not gonna work. I hate to see it run input shaper. Yeah. I feel like at this point I'm just gonna settle for that 600 millimeters a second, which is still not terrible slow, but you know, it would have been better if I could get a lot more out of it, but it's, until I change the motors, it's just not going to be possible. So I'm going to go ahead and change it back to 1.5 here, which I'm kind of comfortable with. And we're going to do a test print. But yeah. Let me see if the motors are getting hot. Yeah, those things are getting hot pretty quickly too. Yeah. Alright, so 1.5, 1.5, save, restart. Card table, yeah, fold up table. Yep, that's exactly what it is. Alright, so just gonna verify again to make sure that my amperage have changed. Yes, okay. And then we're gonna start a print, guys. See what happens. So I'm gonna do multiple prints. So let me just pull down some multiple stuff just to, you know, just as a test. Do I have enough filament? I may need to change out the filament. I'm gonna probably swap two, so that way we have more. Do you have any woodworking tables? Good going so far, no skips. Do you have any woodworking tools? Oh, do I have any? No, I don't think so, First Layer. I think I have, most of my tools are like maybe cutting tools. I have some Dremel. I have like a tabletop, desktop drill press. I've acquired some tools, but not woodworking tools per se. Nothing particular to woodworking. I could definitely build a table, but I'd rather buy one. So I'm probably going to buy a table. Just something about this size, but just a little sturdier. The only reason why we bought the foldable table is just in case if I wanted to fold it down, if I wanted to kind of, you know, switch up the room or give me some space. That's the only reason. But this won't stay on this table. This is just for printing purposes. But once it's off this table, it's gonna actually go on a dedicated spot where the shaking won't happen. But it's just for demonstration. I just got a workbench from Home Depot for $300. Hey, that's not bad, though. That's actually a pretty good price. Run input shaper, and you can find the resonance frequency of a table when it collapses. Boy, you got them jokes tonight, Nick. That's hilarious. Oh my goodness, y'all killing me. I build my table for under 150. Okay. Let's talk about that first layer. Let me see. Let's get together and so I can see what you got. So maybe that would give me an idea to build a little small one, possibly something I can just move around throughout the apartment I live in. Will be nice. It doesn't have to be super big. But yeah, I'll be nice to build one. All right, let's get a print going. All right, so let's do desktop capture here. Let's grab some stuff. Let you guys follow me here. So all right. Sorry, guys. Let's gonna do some test print. I'm gonna do 3 at a time. Like, I mean, I was gonna do a speed benchy, but I know. I'm just curious. I have a benchy already. I want the Voron cube. This is like my typical testing to print. This is standard Voron cube, and I want that Cali Dragon thingy that everybody prints. So I'm gonna try this out. Doesn't matter. 3FML SDL. I don't think it matters, right? No, I don't think it matters. But I don't think it matters. Okay. I'll send you some simple plans. All right, I appreciate it, first layer. Really do. It's probably more feasible now that lumber costs have come down. Not an Annex cube. I could. I mean, is there Annex cube? Where can I find? Is there one on here? Let me check. I would print an Annex cube, but I'm just so used to pulling Voron cubes. Let's see. Is there Annex cube on here? Maybe. Oh, nope. Do I have to find it on their page or something? It'd be nice. I'm getting a bunch of random stuff to print, but maybe for official video when I do a little review on it, then I'll do an Annex cube print. But it's just to kind of get it going. All right. Let's launch this over here. I'm gonna add that. Add this. My benchy. I want to do all 3 at the same time. Click arrange. I wonder if I can do side by side. Let me arrange this because I kind of want to do it kind of side by side ish in a way. Maybe I just keep the benchy in the back. I don't know, something like that maybe. Yeah, we can do something like that. All right, let's go over the settings. I could do 4 parameters. I could. I mean, 0.2, but I guess we could. Let's do 4. Let's do 4. Let's do 4 parameters, like a typical ABS print, infill. I'm gonna up it up to like 50, just kind of help out it a bit. 250 here. I'm gonna leave it at 300 for everything. So 300 everything, 700 millimeter travel. We're gonna put this to 6 because we clearly can't manage that. We clearly can't manage 700 millimeters on the travel. Let's increase this to 20K, everything. We're just gonna see what disaster happens, but if it layer shifts, all we gotta do is just increase the motor temps. The motor amp, sorry. travel, 20K, everything. Alright. So everything is there. Slow layer, we only have one slow layer number, so I usually just do one slow layer just and have everything just kind of speed up from there. Everything else seems fine. I did increase the Z-op speed to 100 millimeters, which is, you know, it's fine. Material, we're good there. Speed, travel, 0.5. ZI is fine at 0.2. It doesn't really need to be higher than that. I have the fan go on full blast at about layer 2, so at layer 2 is like full blast. I'm going to put this to 0, the minimum layer time, because I'm printing 3 items. I'm just using that as an offset to allow the other ones to cool. And yeah, I think we should be good from this point. So let's see what happens. We're going to send this. Hold on, let me catch up with you guys. Hey, I'm ST. Welcome, buddy. If I didn't say welcome earlier. Yep, okay. Sorry, didn't realize you were using 0.9 steppers. Oh, it's all right. Try my cube, dude. Yes, you forgot. Actually, you have a actually, Squirrel Brain, you do have a cube. Yes, you do. You do have a cube. And the way I found this, because I type in your TikTok build, I need to save your thing. You do have a cube on here, didn't you? Somewhere. Let me look. You do have a cube on here, Squirrel Brain. Yes, you do. Yep, found it. Let's try your cube. Let's do that. And ST, I'm ST. Thanks for the link, buddy. I'll copy that and download it too. So I appreciate you. Where did you get your source for your current stepper mode from? I got it from Fabrico. It came as I bought it as a little kit, like a partial kit before you made a full kit. Got it from Fabrico Grabio. So I've gotten away with no Z-hop for a while. So far, it hasn't been an issue. Knock on wood. Yeah, I need Z-hop, man. Now my print will fail at this point. I print way too fast, by the way. Feel free to call me Richard. The first layer makes me sound like a freshman porn star. Sorry, that was hilarious. Oh my god, y'all killing me. Alright, Richard. I'll call you Richard. That's hilarious. Okay. Whew. That's funny. Man, y'all can't. Oh boy, y'all crack me up on this stream. It's just, oh my god. I can't hold my composure, boy. Good times. Good times. Let me get that going. Freshman porn star. Okay. That was good. Okay. I'm gonna run your get your cube going, Squirrel Brain. Let's run your cube here. So there you go. So I've got your cube going here. So all right. So let me just fix that a little bit here. And so the next print I print will be an Annex cube, but for now, I'm gonna run it like this, just to make sure that they're all right. So, all right, we're gonna send this to the printer, but I'm gonna preheat first. So let me go ahead and preheat the printer real quick before we go do anything else. Actually, I still even have this set. Let's change the velocity because I almost forgot. Let me put that to 6 and change everything else to 6. So 6. We can do 20 at this point. Let's hope it doesn't fail on me. Alright. Let's go down and we're going to increase everything else. So that is at 6. That's at 6. And this is at 6. Anything else to increase? I think everything else looks good. Alright. So let's save and restart real quick. And, just gonna verify real quick. Oh, detach speed. We can increase that, but I'm gonna leave it alone because it seemed like it's working. I don't want to mess with that. So, speed. Alright, cool. Alright, we're good. Alright, let's go back to preheat and increase the turn on light. And then let's go back to main view, guys. Alright. Oh. Camera is being spotted here. Camera froze, guys. Camera froze. I don't know what's up with that camera. Every now and then it will freeze up for some reason. And we fix it. Alright. We keep up with your chat here. Firstly, we better not be showing it richer than what hot-end are you running on this? Gabriel, I'm running a Rapido hot-end, just your standard Rapido. No, I think high flow, just regular high flow, not the ultra high flow version, just the high flow. I'm not even maxing it out yet. This is not going to be maxing it out at all. I'm already short enough. I got old man shrinkage. Oh man, y'all are funny. Everyone always says they're old in these forums and chat. I'm only 27. I feel old. Old soul, I guess. Oh man, y'all killing me. Hey, I don't feel bad. I'm in my 30s. I'm 34, so you know, it is, it's that time, millennial kind of thing. So, if anything, Gabriel, you're a millennial, so it's all right. We're in the same boat. I am short. I'm a shirt older than you. Y'all killing me, boy. Doesn't Kira make Clipper throw errors the entire time it's printing? No. So for Teza, who asked the question? Lasync? No, it doesn't throw errors. The only time it throws errors that I find out if you set arc support. So like the arc, what do you call that arc thing again? You know the arc thing that makes that helps with the circle if you're printing circles or stuff like that. If you don't set that right, if you set it in Cura but you don't have that that arc support in the config, it'll throw out some errors. It will throw out like G2 or G3 error because of the movements. But if you have the arc support in the config and on Cura, it'll be fine. The only other error I've seen Cura throw out while printing with Clipper is if you don't have, like, if you put like something in the start config like temperature reading, depending on what you do with the temperature, it might throw out some funky numbers saying like temperature. But outside of that, no, I don't get any errors. Yeah, there you go, arc welder. There we go. That's it. There we go, arc welder. Yep. Yeah, that's the only issue. So as long as that's set, you don't have a problem with Cura. Like, I love Cura. Like, I don't have issues with it. So what I do for my start setup, I'm gonna show you guys before I start printing, is this is what I do. So instead of having everything in a config like most people would, and I know there's a benefit, if you have it in a config, you don't have to change how you slice that previous file, because you can just make change in a config to your start and it will accept that. I'm kind of lazy, I'm gonna be honest with you, and the config, to me, it gets messy, in my opinion. Like, it just look like a bunch of clutter. So for me, instead of using the config, I actually just take out the macros and just put that in my start. So for example, this is what my start look like. I don't know, for some reason I'm just not used to using the config doing my start for me. But So as desktop capture, let me show you what that looked like for me. So this is my start. If I go to File, this Manage Printer, Printer Settings. So this is my start for Cura. So it sets the LED pin. It does a G28, of course, ohming. It does a Z-tilt adjust. Then it does a bed mesh calibrate. Then a bed mesh output. Then a bed mesh profile. So it loads that profile. Then it detach the probe from the tool head. Then it go to purge. So purge the location, because in this case there's a purge bucket. So it purges. Then it does a nozzle clean, and then it does a G92, which resets the extruder. So that's all I do. That's all I need to do. And then everything else is kind of simple. So it doesn't have to be cluttered. Now I'm gonna show you what's cluttered. If I go to one of my printers, this is simple. If I go to one of my printers, my other printers that has a whole bunch going on here, like let's say I go to my let's say I go to my Trident. Let's activate this. Look at this setup. Look at this mess right here. It's not messy, but I understand what's going on. But as you can see, there's a lot more going on here, because you got to do a Z calibrate call out, clean nozzle, Z28. So it's a little bit more going on with my what's the name. So I'm so used to setting it in here that I'm okay with it. I'm just comfortable with setting this stuff in here. So, you know, to each your own, I guess. But that's how I do it. Let me go back to this, activate, and so I'm just gonna upload it right now since it's warming up. I'm not gonna print it, but I'm just gonna hit the upload button so it can upload to it. And I'm not gonna start printing it because I can set that from the print interface. I'm just gonna upload it up. Alright, that's uploaded, so good there. Let's go back to main. It's frozen again. I don't know what's going on with this thing. Once I'm off for too long, it just freezes. Don't know why it's doing that. It's doing that very often. And it could just be like a bad batch that I got from it, but we'll see. Alright, let me keep up with y'all. Somehow I was 10 minutes behind reacting stuff in the past. The way Clipper works, offloading processing that's otherwise happen on the MCU, I don't think arc welding is needed. Agreed. I also think so. Arc welding is not needed too, Nick. I just keep it on there just for kicks and giggles, but you really don't need it. I'm so old that I remember when you 3D printed with a hammer and chisel. At least you had a hammer. I just use rocks. These guys are killing me. They're killing me. Dude. Is there a reason you don't use start end macro? Oh, yeah. I just explained. So, I don't know. I find it a little funky to use it that way, David. I don't know. I should really get with the times. I'm being honest. Like, I should get with the times and use the config to do the start. But, like, every time I look at someone's start config, it just looks messy. Like, I know the numbers and I know what they mean, because you know G something for this and G something for that, and I could literally copy what I have in Cura, but I don't know. I just like my config a little cleaner. You know, I could do a link. I could just put the start code in another CFG and link it to it. I don't know. I'm so used to putting everything in Cura that I'm just doing it. It's a preference thing, honestly. I'm so used to doing it that way. Look at us now. Who would have thought? Maybe sometimes you see things that are rather having to go and restart Clipper firmware. Yeah, exactly, Gabriel. Yeah, sometimes it's just, I can just make little changes to Cura and send a print job, and that's it. All right, so I think we're warm now. Let's check. Let me see if we're warm. We're up there. Yep, we're hot. We are hot. We are hot, guys. Let me remove this. I'm using a King Rune. I'm using a flex plate. If you guys can notice, I'm using a flex plate. I'm gonna change out this filament here. So bear with me. Get fresh. Let me see if I can use something I don't care about. Let me use this blue filament. So let's change this out. We're gonna go. Let's retract here. All right. Now I'm warning you guys, it will be noisy. This printer is noisy, so just giving you guys a heads up. Once it starts printing, it's noisy. So what we're gonna be looking for is, as long as it doesn't layer shifts on us, we're good. If it layer shifts on us, we're gonna have to figure something else out. So this is my first test with this new setting. I'm not super confident it's gonna work, but it's worth a shot. Let's cut this. Do an extrude. I might have needed to cut this sharper, but you know what? Let me pull it. See if it'll grab. There we go. Alright, we're extruding. Woo! Stinks. ABS stinks, guys. ABS stinks. But I won't die from it. Woo! Alright, I think we're ready to go. Okay, let's send it. G-code. All right, we're printing. Let's see what happens. All right, my start is very simple. The Prusa Mini uses a 180 build plate, so if you like the thicker Prusa plate, you should fit it. Printed solid should retail them. All right, appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know that, David. I'm going to be installing my 1.8 in my Voron this weekend. Thankfully, the 0.9s are always super loud. I came with my kit. Yo, Gabriel, we have the same sentiment. I'm not a fan of the 0.9, man. Like I prefer 1.8. All day. Hey, News Paradigm. How you doing, buddy? Welcome to the stream again. And I really do appreciate you helping me throughout the streams, man. Nice to see you around. I use the Prusa sheet on mine. Subtable design, also a thicker one than that's nice. I often use that as a bare steel glue for TPU. Okay, cool. Good information. Is there room for a Nevermore? I'm pretty sure you could fit a Nevermore. Yeah, you can fit a Nevermore on the side. If you're pretty good at, you know, you can stick a Nevermore. There's enough room on the side to prevent that. There's plenty of room. Yeah, you can put a Nevermore in there. At least the micro one, the little smaller one. Now I did edit this macro, so it moves a little faster, and it only does two samples. I can't do the 3 sample stuff. Like 2 samples, I think is plenty enough. All right, let's see what it's doing here. Let's see what it's doing. It's going. I think we hit our tolerance here. Yep. So we're down 0.00125. I'm also using adaptive bed mesh on here, so I have adaptive bed mesh, so it doesn't do a full, you know, a full bed mesh. It's adaptive. Oh, it sounds like it skipped. Maybe. Sound like it skipped a second ago. Did it? I have no faith in this, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have no faith. Oh, there it goes. It skipped. It skipped. I have no faith. I think it's gonna fail. This is gonna fail. It's going to fail. I think it's gonna fail. Is there a room for never? I use that, and a rebooter helps getting the airflow from underneath the bed too. Yeah, I'm gonna probably invest in like the bed fan stuff set up too. But I honestly think it's gonna fail, guys. Just the bed movements alone at 600 millimeters, you can hear it, kind of like it's skipping already. I don't have no faith that this is gonna print anything good, but we'll see. We might have to reattempt. All that goo on the front. Oop. Never mind. It's purging. Never mind. I won't touch it. Here goes. Nice first layer. First layer is going down really nicely. So, it looks good. But let's see what happens when the prints actually start speed up. This is the first layer. And it's loud. Let me turn this up a little bit. Let's come up on the what is the anyone know the G code to increase your voltage on demand, like in the terminal? Anybody remember that? I know there's a way to increase the stepper voltage in the terminal. Yo, that first layer is low though, boy. It is. That squish is a little on the low side. Needs to raise that up just a little bit. Raise up just a little bit like this. I don't want to dig at the bed just to. It's pretty low. It's so loud, and that knocking, I don't know what that is, so I'm not sure where that's from. Oh God, here goes. It hasn't layer skip yet, but we'll see. I have no faith in it, but let's see what happens. It's fast, I'll tell you that much. It's very quick, but yeah, Teza, I think it's a matter of time too myself. I don't trust that it's gonna actually not layer shift. I think it's gonna layer shift. And the motors are getting warm, so it's just a matter of time before it does a layer shift on me. I'm just watching it though. Especially the way the table. Well, I'm not really worried about the table. Honestly, the table really don't affect the shifts. It's the motor. This is all motor. Not really worried about the table, but I know the table is begging for mercy. It's funny. Building the Voron rot rig was. Oh, you see that pause? You see that it paused? Why did it do that? It's almost like it lost command. It's slowing down a little bit. Like it just, like it has a buffer flood. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. See? Look, I'm showing you guys. It just layer skip. It's over. I knew it was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna happen. All right, let me cancel it. Yeah, yeah. I was just waiting for it to happen. I knew it was gonna happen. Yeah, it's just, yeah, bummer. But let me just clear this real quick, guys. Then we can continue. Yeah, I knew it was gonna lay a shift. It was too good to be true. Let me use pick this off. I don't want to take it off right now. I'm just gonna just use my. I'm gonna pop off this stuff. One thing though, this PEI sheet texture holds really well, especially really hot. It really does hold on to the print really well. There you go. I see. I told you guys. I knew it was gonna layer shift because I dealt with this yesterday. I was like, man, this is. It sucks that it's layer shifting like this, and all because it needs more amperage. But the more I put on it, the hotter the motor gets. So. Let me see. It was fun while it lasted. LOL. For sure. I mean, it's quick. It has so much potential. But hey, David, Steven. If I didn't say hi to you, welcome to the stream, Steven. It's funny, building the Voron rat rig was on my to-do. Now building the 400 rat rig has made my list nice. What speed is that and what XL? So I was running 20K acceleration at 300 millimeters a second everywhere, and the travel speed was 600 millimeters a second. So like I was saying, Newsbury, them, the problem is these motors require a lot of amps in order to maintain, like, you know, clearly stepper motors, the faster they spin, the less torque they have. And a 0.9 even have less torque than it is. And so it requires a lot more amp in order to make it hold on to that torque, you know, at these higher accelerations. So I don't know what else I can do. I'm thinking maybe loosen up the belt. The belts are pretty, the belts are not even that tight. If you guys can look, see, the belts are not that tight. I could loosen them up just a little bit to help with the torque issue, but I feel like the belts are perfect. Like, I don't think, I made sure they all feel exactly the same. They all buzz the same. So I don't know. I don't think it's a belt issue. It's just strange. It's strange. But what we're gonna do, we're not gonna give up. I'm gonna try just increasing the amperage again and see what we can get away with, just out of curiosity. That's the only thing I can think of, or just lower the acceleration. That's the only thing we can do. But it's kind of bummer because I really wanted to run 20K and just push 300 the whole time, you know. So let's see. Let's push it up. Let's do. I know 0.6 was successful. Let's do 0.7 just for kicks and giggles. We're just gonna do 1.7 on them. I won't run it like this forever, but I'm just curious if it will actually do it. Okay, let's make sure it takes. 1.7, 1.7, 1.7. Okay, yeah, make sure I'm right. 1.7, 1.7, 1.7, 1.7. Okay, so it took that. All right, let's give it a go again. Let's give it a try again. Let's preheat. I'm gonna home it all. Tessa, loosening the belts would help. I don't think wouldn't help. Well, the only reason why I'm suggesting loosening the belts, when I had my on my all-wheel drive, my VZ Trident all-wheel drive, when I had the belt super tight, it did limit my acceleration a bit. And I loosened them up slightly just so you can have a little spring in the belt, and I gain acceleration that way. So that's why I'm thinking maybe to loosen the belt just slightly to take off the tension off the motor a little bit. That's the solution I'm thinking, but that may not only be the problem here. Hey, welcome to the stream. Unscientifically, how do you do that acceleration test you showed in the beginning of the video? Actually, let me link it for you guys. There's a link to it, I'm pretty sure. Let me see if I can find it for you guys. Acceleration macro, I think I found it on Vez. I think I found it from Vez. It was Vez that I found it from, like VZBot. While I'm looking for this, let me answer y'all questions here. So let me look for that. When I find it, unscientifically, I post it for you. I'll post a link. So what motors? They're 0.9 degree stepper, Steven. I run 1 amp with Long Boys 0.9 stepper. I do 350 print speed at 20K. How you managing that? As my everyday print speed ABS, never had a layer shift. Wow, I'm shocked. Finally something good to watch while I get over this COVID. Oh man, I hope you feel better, print Billet Basement. COVID sucks, man. Just get some rest. Hope you feel better, buddy. Glad I can entertain you in the meantime. They're using it for a while. I think the top is less complicated than the clicky. I saw one of your videos yesterday. Also, the first layer does go down at 200mm and moves at 4. Jeez, how were you able to print that? So, all right. So, in your config news paradigm, can I see your config possibly? If you don't mind, shooting me a message on Discord. My name is the same, GoldenJaguar392. I would just like to take a look at your config, just out of curiosity. Maybe something I'm missing, but as you can see in my config, if you want to look over it, I'm pretty sure I'm increasing the amperage. And to me, the only other solution is the belts. Maybe my belts are a little too tight, and maybe loosen them up will help. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of. But we'll see what this upping it to 1.7 does. If it doesn't work, then I'm just gonna reduce everything. Thanks. It's been for days. Finger crossed. Oh man, yeah. COVID sucks, buddy. I don't wish that on nobody. I appreciate you if you can do that for me, News Paradigm. Yeah, absolutely. I just want to take a look over it, just to see if I'm missing anything. YouTube hates me, but people leave great comments. Hey, you know the best thing with YouTube? The best advice, just keep streaming, man. Keep streaming, keep doing your content. Eventually, you grow an audience. You know, you get good people like I have, good company around. They'll come around. Don't lose hope, buddy. You'll get there. Steven, current up generates heat and leads to skip. Yeah, so you're good point, Steven. So the increase in the current do increase the heat on the stepper motors, but these specific 1.8, they are rated for a heat class of up to 180 C. I'm not saying we should do that. Now, I'm not saying we should run the motors to 180 C. I'm not saying that, but the fact that it can take the heat is kind of nice. That's why I'm trying to watch how much amp I put on it, because they do get hot and they do run fine, getting a little warmer than usual. But I don't want to melt the motor mounts also. So, and the motor mounts are in ABS, so I'm just trying to be careful. But you know, it's a trade-off right now. If anything, I'll just play with the belts after the stream, just kind of loosen the belts and see what happens. Just kind of, you know, there's no loss there, just to see what behaves. Have a good time. Have a good night. I'm off for supper with a wifey. All right, man. Take care, Richard. I appreciate you coming through. Appreciate the laughter, and you know, it's a pleasure having you around, man. So, have a good supper with your wife. Does changing microsteps make a difference? I don't know, because if I increase the microstep, Nick, that's gonna also lower the torque too. Microsteps help with lowering the noise, but it's gonna lower the torque on these motors. So that's why I just kind of left them at 16 default. I've tested positive, barely have any symptom, and tested negative 4 days later. You're probably asymptomatic, Tessa, which is kind of nice to have. I mean, but then in the opposite end, you kind of walk around with it. So, but that's kind of nice to be asymptomatic, because it just means that it doesn't affect you too much. Do you have a get up for your other printers? No, and I really need to. Someone did mention Caulify. Welcome to the stream. Someone did mention that I need to do that, because I have a lot of information I could share. Maybe once I get settled, I can actually do something like that. But yeah, it'd be interesting to post my config, post the printers, post everything. But when I get settled, I'll do something like that. I don't mind sharing that. Yeah. So let's give it another test. Nothing to lose, you know. Nothing to lose there. Let me tell you what the temperatures are, so you guys can see. So this is the front one right now. Not sure if you guys can see that, but if you can see the bottom, let me point it at the front one real quick, so if you guys can see that. Can you guys see that number? Point at the front one. You gotta come down. Yeah. So as you can see, it's about right around 50-ish degrees right now. It's not terrible, but the back ones are a little hotter. They're a little bit more toastier side, and so we'll see what happens with them. Yes, stealth chop is off, Squirrel Brain. I've stealth chop off completely. I wear a mask all the time when I go out. Oh, nice. At 69 years old, I don't want another dose. I don't blame you, buddy. I don't blame you, Tesla. I do not blame you, man. Yeah, so protect yourself as best as you can, man. Let me see. All right, let's give it a go. We're gonna try one more time, see what happens. If not, I'm just gonna have to turn the speed down for now until we can figure something else out. I'm pretty sure it's something to do with mechanical wise, how I put it together. I'm not gonna rule that out, and a variety of the motors and everything else. So let's see. Let's run it again. Oh, I will in the end part. I will. I know that will come off, but and I noticed something too, guys. Notice on the longer movement. Oh, there we go. It already had a layer skip. Yep, there we go. It's yeah. It's not happening. It's not having a good day. So, yeah, it's not happening. It is definitely not happening. So here what we're gonna do. Now that we know our limits right now, and I do want to get a print in, here what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna lower things to where it was at prior to stream, so I know we can print. So at this point, gotta go back down to this. Unfortunately, the problem is this. I can do 16 axial all day long, but 20, boy, for some reason the 20 is not doing it at all. We can lower back this down to, let me give it back to 1.6. That's where I had it at and got a successful print. So yeah, I think it's a belt. I have a feeling it may be the belt, but we'll see. And my belts are a little tight, so I'm not gonna lie, they're a little tight, but it may be the belt not working in my favor. Okay, so we got 1.6, 1.6, 1.6. Everything else looks fine to me. Save and restart. Yeah, 16 is the lowest value for microsteps Tesla. Yeah, it is. It is the lowest value for it. All right, let's go back again. We're gonna preheat. We're gonna hit the lights on. We're gonna go back here in Cura. And we're gonna change some parameters. So the only thing we're gonna change, we're gonna leave everything the same. We're just gonna lower back things to 16K. I really want to achieve 20K acceleration. That's my goal, and we'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Once I figure it out, I'll let you guys know. But I'm pretty sure it has to do with a combination of my belts being just a little too tight, and okay, so this is fine. This looks good. This is fine. Everything else is good. All right, so let's go. We're gonna upload this new code now, and we're gonna hit start print. Oh, froze up again, guys. This is a mess sometimes. Yeah, this camera, there's something going on with this camera where it just freezes up and refuses to display, but different motors have different current requirements. Yeah, they do. I was trying to stay with the in the parameters of these motors, but you know, after stream, I'm gonna untighten the belts. I'm just gonna take off a little bit of the tension off of it and see how it behaves. But I sent you my config on Discord. All right, appreciate you, man. I really do appreciate you doing that, News Paradigm. Let me look at that real quick. Let me see. Alright, cool. Alright. Let me see. Hey, Joe Duck, welcome. Sometimes even motors from the same maker and same batch are different. I agree. Absolutely agree. Let me see. I'm just hoping I don't have duds. That's my main thing. Because if I do, that means I'm going to have to replace all 4 of them. But like I said, I'm planning on replace them with 1.8s. Just going to go with stepper online 60mm motors. So they're a little bit taller. I'm used to them anyways. That's all I use on my printer. And they run phenomenal. So I'm just going to end up swapping them out for this. If even loosening the belt doesn't give me the results I'm looking for. So, you know. But I love the printer. Either way, I love the printer. I think it's awesome. Just the motor, just the motor. I feel is the issue there. I'm trying to find this this acceleration link so I can post it in the chat here. All right, it's printing, so let's see what happens. It's so... up in the still, why is it so? Still low. There we go. All right. It's going. All right, let me see. I had one stepper that drew double the current from the other stepper tested. Yeah, steppers are never really typically, they're not all equal, even from the same manufacturer. Let me make sure this is at 16K. It's still moving. Yeah, it's at 16K. Yeah, it's moving. Ellis XL test. No, the acceleration test I got was from Vez Simon for VZBot. I like his a little bit better, but that's also another one I heard about, the Ellis acceleration test. Let me see if I can find a link. I wanted to post it for Unscientifical. Let me see if that's what I'm trying to look for. So I remember seeing it. Let me go on YouTube because I remember seeing it on his channel. Was it? Which one is his video that I saw that he did it on? It was one of his video I saw it from. This. Oh, it paused again. It does that weird pause. See that, guys? I mean, it didn't lay a shift, but it just does a weird pause. And I'm not sure what that is about. Woo! And they're toasty. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! What are those? Oh, yeah. This one is like 62 degrees. 55 degrees. 62 degrees. They're toasty. But no layer skips. So at 16K it works fine, but at 20K it refused. It just not but layer shifts, but it's moving. Still no slouch, but I'll check his out. That poor thing needs to be bolted to a bench. Yeah, it won't stay on here. Trust me, it's just for this stream. Other than that, this will be bolted down somewhere else. It won't, because this thing shakes like nobody's business. But it's moving. It's moving, guys. And I think the gyroid infill, you know, gyroid infill is pretty rough on printers. You know what I'm saying? Because if you want vibration on printer, just use gyroid infill, and you just hear none of a vibration. But that's what I'm using, so it makes quite a bit of noise. And the stock cooling is not too bad either. The stock cooling is not terrible. It's outrunning Clipper's finishing before you're ready to send more. I think that's why it's freezing. I think that's exactly why it's freezing, because it does that little weird pause. Clipper has a queue of commands to send to the MCU like a buffer. The pause makes me think the printer may be outrunning the queue. It probably is. I wouldn't be surprised, because it's definitely moving. I asked in Vez Discord to see if anyone posts. I put a general if you're in the chat. Awesome. Yeah. It's a nice little acceleration test, man. It's definitely worth it. If it wasn't one thing, I could link mine to you. But I don't know. You know what? I have a better idea. Unscientifical, I'm going to link my Google Drive with it. Let me download it and link my Google Drive to you, and then you can download it from there. I posted it for you, so that'd be easier. All you got to do is upload it to your config, and then just link it to your main printer CFG, and you should be good to go. Let me download it real quick. I think I've kind of already downloaded it, I think. Boy, this thing is noisy. This thing is noisy, boys. This thing is noisy. Yes, I do have it. I do have test speed on here. So let me go to my Google Drive. Let me upload it real quick. Test speed. Alright, cool. I'm gonna link you now to this. Share anyone with this link. Anyone with the link. Copy link. Alright, here you go. Here you go. Unscientifical. So that's the Google Drive link with that that CFG, that test speed CFG. All you got to do is just link it into your main config, and then it will come up as a macro, and you just use it. You just set it up and just play with your printer. I like it because it allows you to test the limit of your printer first, kind of test where it can go, and then you can work within the perimeters. So my setup is everyone does it differently. If I can talk over this thing. So basically what I do is once I build a printer, I do this test to see the limits of that printer, right? So I just run like a test to see what the maximum my printer physically can do without skipping steps. Once I find that maximum, then that's assuming that you do everything else, like your E steps, like, well, rotation distance of your nozzle, rotation distance of filament, all that stuff. Once you've done that stuff, then you do the max acceleration step, right? Then you do input shaper. And what I do is once I run the input shaper, based on the input shaper results, so let's say my input shaper results give me like, I don't know, like, let's say for example, let's say my max acceleration that I can do is 20K at, let's say, 800 millimeters a second travel. That's a max with everything that I've tuned in, belt tighten, belt tension, whatever. Then with that information in mind, I know that's my limit of this machine, right? So I run input shaper. Once I run input shaper, let's say input shaper say my machine, it can smoothen out my machine at, let's say at 10K or 12K, right? You're aiming for more, but let's say that's what the case is. So what I would do is everywhere else that is not the outer perimeter, I'm running that 20K speed at 800 millimeters a second, right? Well, not necessarily the inner perimeter, but let's say the travel speed. But everywhere else is 20K at, let's say, 300 millimeters a second. But as soon as I reach the outer wall, I'm slowing it down to that input shaper result. So let's say that input shaper say it's 12K, then I slow it down to that 12K on the outer perimeter, so it maintain a clean look. So that's what I do to kind of I call it speed optimization. I've said it before, but that's my way of getting around maintaining higher speed without necessarily going full bore all over the place, right? This is my way of trying to work with the parameters I got. Yeah, it is not. Yo, listen, it's noisy. It is noisy. Yes, they're 0.9 steppers. It's noisy. It is no joke. It is no joke. So hopefully you guys can hear me over this thing. It's a mess. But it's moving though. No layer skips. No layer shifts. It's moving. I'm impressed. Hey, welcome to the stream, Pierre. If I never said hi, just welcome to the stream overall. News Paradigm said unscientifically, yeah, I wanted to test the max speed on my Voron. Awesome. Just put on Just put it on a solid table and it won't shake that bad. My K3 just did the first print yesterday, and soon we'll see how it can do. It has a 1.8 long boy stepper motor. Hey, News Paradigm, please link me to those. Link me to those 1.8 long boy stepper motor, please. If you have a link, send them to me. That's what I'm interested in. I do not like 0.9s. I can get rid of them. I do not care for them one bit. So please, if you do have a link, send it to me. Can you say difference extreme like steppers can do 17K but input shaper at say 38? That's a good question, Joe. Usually, for me at least in my experience, input shaper have never put me above what my limit of my printer is. And maybe it's because the way I built them, but I've never get input shaper up above what the limits are. But it could just be how my tool is. My tools are pretty heavy. They're not like super light or nothing like that. So it could just be my printers are just never the best in terms of input shaping results. But I do work around them. But if your limit on your printer is 17K and your input shaper result is 38K, then in that case, you know you can do 17K everywhere, right? So that's outer perimeter, inner perimeter, infill, whatever, you know what I'm saying? You can just run 17K all the time instead of slowing it down. So that wouldn't be a bad idea, you know, that wouldn't be a bad result at all. ABS build it basement. I'm printing ABS. I'm just curious because if ringing occurs at that mark, the way higher do you even see input shaper? So I'll tell you this in my experience. So in my experience, the higher you print, this is what I've observed. The faster you print, that ringing that you see becomes, you know, like if you print at a lower speed, the ringing is like, you know, like back to back, like a couple meters back. I notice the faster you print, the ringing stretches a lot. Like it just like stretches out a bit. So you kind of see it less. So adding input shaper on top of that kind of smoothing out that a little bit more. So in my opinion, if you can print faster than usual, I will print faster than usual because it does help with that ringing effect. For some reason, printing at higher speed does kind of stretch out that ringing effect, and then input shaper on top of that does kind of clean that out a little bit. So that's just my experience of printing fast. Are you... Orlando Temp, are you going to do the Frostbite mod? I am. I'm actually going to attempt the Frostbite mod. Like the fans on here are not too bad. I'm not gonna lie, but the Frostbite mod does look cool, and why not? You know, why not? It's content. It's content. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it and run that mod too. Yeah. My input shaper on my Trident X is 38K right now with Mantis. Wow. Wow, okay. Do it, dude. If your limit of your printer is 20K, run 20K everywhere. Especially if your input shaper results match out. Run 20K everywhere. It's nice. It's nice. Like, for example, like me right now, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I cannot print slow ever again. Not one bit. Any printer I touch gotta be minimum. Have to be 10K acceleration. Minimum. I cannot print slow anymore. The moment you taste speed, yeah, it's a different feeling. It's like it's nice to see your printer print something in less than, like, for example, I used to print some items like my wife print these windmill things, and when I first started printing, it took like 9 hours to print it, right? 9 hours to print this stuff. You know when I print this stuff now, 3 hours. I shaved down a whole 6 hours off of that. Like, printing fast is fun, not gonna lie. The same things you used to print that take forever now is like night and day. So if you can print fast, print fast. Yeah, Frostbite is a lot more cooling, and 75% of the fan heater won't heat up. Oh snap, that's crazy. I know the fan that they have push a lot more static air. It's a lot more air pressure, so yeah. LOL, bad and bougie. Nice. You already know, LaSync. Yep. Bad and bougie. That's crazy. 75% of air. Like, I mean, that's impressive of the amount of air that thing is pushing. That's impressive. All my Vorons started collecting dust after get my K3. This is gonna definitely be my go-to for fast print. Like just quick, speedy prints. Because it has a smaller bed too. Doesn't take that long to heat up. This will be my go-to for like quick ABS, just speedy print. I just want to take it out of the park. But my Trident all-wheel drive is also a beast. Don't let this thing sleep. This thing does 20k acceleration, 700 millimeters a second, at 300 millimeters a second all day long. So this thing is no slouch. It's just the bed takes a long time to heat up. But this will be my new, like, you know, little prints, little 1 or 2 prints here, really fast. This is my go-to. It's only 50 watt. I would change it, but soon will be a new hot end, so holding off. Okay, nice. I mean, it's not bad, guys, though. It's doing pretty good. Let me see the quality. You know what's fun? I stole, so my config is from one of my printers. So I stole the pressure advance value from that printer. My corner square velocity is at 20 for this printer, so it's not a slouch around corners. It moves fast, but the pressure advance result I stole from my printer actually works really well on here. So that's a good thing. Those corners are sharp. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really happy about that. And the print quality is not bad at all. I'm pretty shocked. I'm pretty impressed. Okay. I'll take it. I'll take it. I have an old V1.8 and older 2.4 that's getting changed to readout. Okay, yeah. I do like the Vorons though. Like my V2 prints pretty quickly too. My V2 hit 20k acceleration. I think I posted it on the quick clip of it. So my V2 prints pretty quickly too. Maybe not as once I get this K3 tuned in, maybe not as fast as this, but my V2 is pretty bang on. It prints fast, so I'm satisfied. I can't afford a K3 right now, but want to build one. Definitely want to build a Defiant. If Rolahan get ready with a Defiant, which I do, told him I did tell him I want to build one. Like I really want to build another cross guarantee printer. It really depends though, because if the K3 Plus comes out before its cross guarantees finalized, I'm gonna build a K3 Plus. Now that I have experience with building this, it should be a little bit more easier for me to build it now. But so far, the build, this is a great printer. I like it. A little finicky in terms of complication how to put it together, but once you put it together, it's a nice printer. It's different. And I'm not gonna lie, the K3 is expensive. Like right now, total I've spent on this is $1,500. It's no joke money, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like $1,500 is basically a Bamboo what? A Bamboo Labs Carbon, like Carbon X with an AMS. Yeah, right. The Bamboo Labs Carbon is about, with the AMS is about $1,600. So you're talking about the Bamboo Labs kind of territory in terms of price you're paying. Hey Prince, hey Steve, welcome to the stream. It is printing and it's loud. It is loud. Oh goodness, it is loud. My V0 is my fastest printer, just a little small. Actually, Build It Basement, and I'm announcing it here. So Squirrel Brain is working on TikTok 2.0. He's also working on revising the other TikTok. So I will be building a TikTok, and the TikTok is no slouch. The TikTok is fast too. It uses the V0 bed. It's a Cartesian, but it's basically a miniaturized rat rig. What's a rat rig? V minion. It's a miniaturized V minion, but it's quick. So I want to build that on live stream, so that's coming. So stay tuned. That's gonna be a fun build. Yeah, it's not bad. If right now Fabrico has a kit. I'm not sure if it's a partial kit though, but Fabrico of a kit with pretty much the main stuff you need for about $900, and if you can self-source the rest, it's not too bad. You can still save a little bit if you can self-source the rest. It's not too bad, but it's right around $1,500 that I'm in on this K3 right now, which is not bad. But you know, it's worth it for the content. It's adorable. Oh yeah, nice. Squirrel Brain printer, I mean. Yeah. It's a really nice printer, Steve. I'm definitely gonna build another one. He revised the Z belting system. Yeah, there's some stuff coming with that TikTok, so stay tuned for that one. It's a nice little printer. Right now I'm waiting on parts for the Rook Evolution to help test. I've been hearing about the Rook Evolution. I know it's behind a little bit of a paywall, but I'm curious to see what I look like, and I will be building a Rook. There's so much printer on the list. I have a lot of printer building to go, so don't worry, guys. There's a couple of. I'm gonna be streaming for a while. It's a partial kit, but it really brings the price down. That's correct, Rando. It does bring the price down, especially if you can self-source the rest and get the things a little cheaper. It does help bring the price down a bit. Do it, Steve. I urge you to do it, please. I know the K3 is really not up your alley yet, but I want you to build one. I'm still gonna egg you on, but I understand that it's not quite right there yet. But a TikTok, I do want you to build. I think you're gonna love that little printer. It's a nice little build. I think you're gonna love it. So I urge you to do it. And it's cheap. It's not too bad. The price for the TikTok is actually really good. Like in total, I think the TikTok is anywhere from $300–400 ish. It depends on how you're self-sourcing, but it's really a cheap, nice printer. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad in price. 1,500 US makes it sound around 2.2K here in Australia due to exchange rate. Oh yeah. I can see it. It's pretty pricey. I can see a CNC in my future for wood. Yeah, that I want to build it, basement. I want a little CNC, not too big because I'm in an apartment, but something I can cut wood with and little other items with. So I would like to employ that too in the future. You might also put something between the Z drive and the bottom panel to help keep down the vibration. I'm gonna be picking your brain, news parroting about other things I can do with this, because yeah, the vibration is a little much. Even the wifey's complaining. She was like, out of all your printer, this is the most noisiest one, so she don't like the noise already. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure something about the vibration. It's quite noisy. Oh, nice, Steve. Hey, Squirrel Brain, Steve is thinking about building a TikTok printer. So, again, watch out for that. That's going to be a fun build for a lot of people to catch on to. So, yes, I'm excited. And I won't tell them about the surprise project you're working on with that TikTok, because if you release that, a lot of people are going to build that. So, that's going to be fun. I can't wait for you to announce that. Or if you want to announce what you're doing right now on the stream, I think people get excited. So if you want to say it, you can say it, but I'll wait. We can talk in the background and you can tell me when you want to announce that. But that's going to be a very cool project. I want to cut some aluminum plates to keep rails straight. There's a guy on Discord named Rocksalt that he made his own cross gantry. Super nice. Ooh. See, I'm interested in these cross gantry printers. Like, I want to see more. You know, I like K3 too, but you know, I want to see more design on that. So I'll be curious to check that out too. Get a CNC and then your wife won't complain about the K3. I know the suckers are loud. I know for a fact they're noisy. I'm surprised, honestly, guys. I'm surprised listen, this is an apartment that I live in, right? This is like a spare bedroom. I'm surprised nobody complains. Because they probably complain now with this thing printing, but nobody really complains. And my printers are not the quietest. They're not too loud, but they're not quiet either. So with the noise this is making, I can only imagine I might get some complaints because it's so loud. Thank you, Tessa, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. The print is coming out good. It actually looks really good. The prints look really, really good. Let me feel the motors. Woo! That sucker's hot. Hold on. Let me show you guys the temperature here. Hold on. I gotta show you guys this. You see that? What you see? What you see? Look at that reading. That is 71 degrees. Look at that. This is insane. That is insane. Ooh, toasty. Those motors are toasty. And look, I run 1.9. Like my 1.8s never get that hot. They never get that hot. That's insane. That is insane. It's probably going to melt the motor mount by the end of the print. That is insane. Wow. I wasn't joking, y'all. I told you this. The motors, they run hot. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Everyone has AC. Everyone has AC on here in Florida. Hey, don't notice the burn on the home. True, true. Damn, the sight better than the crap I get from my Endo 5 Pro. Yeah, Squirrel Brain, I'm excited. I'm excited for Steve to build a TikTok. I am super pumped. Oh my god, I'm excited. I'm excited to build one myself, but that's gonna be really awesome. Super excited. I just like to see other builders' take on it, you know, other builders' perspective, and I really do enjoy, you know, other opinions, so it's gonna be fun. You keep it on the wraps at the moment? Alright, cool, cool. Cool. Only I know, so I feel special about it. I mean, just as a preliminary mind thought on this is separately from a video I will make on this once I get everything sorted out. I will be doing a video on it. I can say this, for those who are thinking about a K3, if you want a challenge, do it. It's worth it. To me, Yes, it's a little pricier, but it's worth it. Like the engineering, the thoughts that went behind this printer is just very clever. Every build, every time I'm starting to put together, the more I'm appreciating the cleverness and the engineering on this. The guys did a fantastic job with this printer, and it was challenging to build because it was my first complex build, but I don't regret it at all. It was fun. It was fun. I like it. I really do like it. So I recommend those who want a challenge. It's definitely a printer to do. This is not a novice printer, so if you don't have any experience building any printer, do not take this one up. It requires some level of detail and paying attention. So this is not a novice printer at all. You definitely need to be able to build a printer. So getting late here. See you soon. Alright, Squirrel Brain, thanks for coming through, buddy. I really appreciate you, man. We'll talk. You can do a lot with an Ender 5. Oh, for sure. You can turn it into a Mercury G1, which is really nice. It makes a difference. TikTok. Yep. Yeah, Merc 1. There you go. Mercury 1.1. Yep. Ender 5 has potential. It's stock, it's okay, but it has a lot of potential. Just like I told you, my channel, honestly, my channel was born from converting Tronxy X5SA, X5SA Pro into Vorons, right? And I really wanted to highlight that because you can really take any boxy printer and convert them into some of the you know, the self-sourcing printers like Vorons and other things. So I just wanted to give people an idea that, you know, if you're not happy with your Tronxy, you can turn it into something better. And I think I've converted all my Tronxy into something 10 times better. Now, like, they are way better printers. So Tronxy itself is not bad if you're willing to put in some work and, you know, kind of use it like a PLA printer. But if you wanted to use the frame and motor and convert it into something else, it's possible. Like, it's definitely worth it. The only thing I don't like about the K3 is the top mounted motors. You want low center of gravity. I can see what you're saying. I don't mind it so much though. Tessa, because here's the thing. The top mount kind of helped with the cooling effect, right? Here's the problem. With my VC butt in the background here, it's the motors get hot, and that's because the motor is a little bit, even though it's mounted low, the heat still rises and hit the motor, so they do get a little warmer than I want. So I can see the motor being mounted upwise. That heat rise kind of help move some of that that thermal air, like thermal dynamics movement of air. So it does help keep it a little cool. My Delta runs off a TV box cause of your video. Oh man, I feel good hearing that. You made me feel good, Joe. That was the purpose. That was the purpose. I'm glad it benefited you, man. That was the purpose. You made me feel good about that. It's so worth it. Listen, those T95 minis are so worth it. Like, it's so good. Like right now, like I showed you, I'm not running any SD card in this. It's just directly on the eMMC. Everything is installed. And for example, let's say I want to update Clipper and Mainsail or whatever, and it corrupted my whole thing. I can plug that same SD card that I used to image it and rewrite the image again. Instead of installing from scratch, just rewrite the image again and I'm good again. So I just love, I don't know, I love a T95 Mini. It's nice. It's a nice alternative to a regular Pi. I really like it. So bottom has so much weight of if the printer is on a solid surface, you won't see any issues with the motor up there. Yeah, it's on a shaky surface. Like it's on me here. A lot of the vibration is from the back and everything, so it's not staying up here, guys. Don't worry, it definitely won't be living on my desk. If you guys look, let me show you guys real quick. there's actually some shelf there. You see right between Blue Boy and whatever? That's where it's going to be sitting. So it's actually going to sit on that little bench there, so it's fine. I won't be having it sitting on the table. Don't worry. You know, I had a thought to just put it on the table though, on the mount that I'm using, but didn't want to mess with the camera too much. Actually, the print is not too bad, guys. It actually did pretty good. Wow, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. It's actually printing pretty well. The T95 mini is like 50 bucks. Yes, yes. You notice that, Lusting? Ever since I released those videos about the T95, they raised the price on it. Like, I figured that was gonna happen, but like, dang, like, turning me out to be a liar. Like, come on. Yeah, so I figured it was gonna get expensive because most people are gonna end up buying and doing it. So yeah, it's like 50 bucks now on Amazon, which is ridiculous. But if you can find any Android TV box that has the H6 all-winner processor, it will work just the same. It might be in a different form factor, but it will work just the same. I ended up using T6 Ambient and got Wi-Fi working, etc. Also, it's way faster boot up being installed on EMC. Yes, you're right. You're right, Joe. Yep, it's so worth it. It is definitely worth it. I love a T95 mini. It's great. I wouldn't change the. I'm just waiting for it to finish so you guys can see the print quality. We still have like, it's almost done. Let you guys see the speed here. So almost done. We are at, the slicer says 2 hours. We are at 39 minutes. That is not bad. That's really good speed for 3 items. Like, that's pretty good speed. Not bad at all. And as you can see, we're actually hitting the speed that we suggested. I mean, in theory, we're actually hitting the speed, but we actually are hitting the speed. The flow rate, like I said, it's not even maxing out because the travels are small. These are very small travels, so you're not going to max out the flow rate on these little small travels at all. Like, it's the Rapido have a lot more flow in it. So this is not really going to do much in terms of flow rate. Not on these small travels, at least. Oh, let me go back. Have you looked at swapping a stealth burner for a dirty bird? I've tried. Did I try that? I know the Dirty Bird. I think I've heard about that before. But I was looking actually to swap out one of my stealth burner for the Mantis 2 head. I'm really liking the Mantis 2 head. I'm not gonna lie. I just like the way it looks aesthetically, and the fact that you can run a sharper mini on it. I really do like the sharper mini. So I may just play with a Mantis 2 head with a sharper mini. I think you also have a modification to run tap on it too. I do like tap. I'm not gonna lie, I'm biased to tap. I really like tap. So I may do something like that just to play around with. Another thing I want to try too, because everybody is doing it now, I would like to order Physec. You know, Physec. You know, to lighten up the gantry, the beam. The extrusion, you know, the one that they kind of cut out a bunch of holes in it. I want to try Physec little light gantry, whatever you want to call it, 2020 extrusion. You know, I want to try that because I want to see if that really does improve accelerations. If it turns out to be the case, then I may, just because I'm greedy, I may swap out all of my printer with that lighter beam. But we'll see. I'm gonna try it on my Trident first, just because it's a bigger printer I have, and then see how it goes. Oh, don't do it. Wait, don't do it. You said don't do it. Would you recommend Rapido? Yes, David. Rapido all day. However, I did got the Rapido with the PT1000, so be careful which one you get, because I didn't know this one came with a PT1000, and the original, the mainsail image from Raspberry Pi Imager, you know, you can pull down the mainsail image, that doesn't work. It doesn't work well at all. So I'm warning you guys, do not use the image from the Raspberry Pi Imager. But when I went to Fluid and changed it to the PT1000, then it started working. So just be careful which Rapido you get, because I know they come in the PT1000 flavor or the original version, which I can't remember what that one is. So just be careful. But Rapido, yes, I definitely recommend a Rapido. I love it. I have no problem. I think this is my... Look, to show you how much I love them. To show you how much I love Rapido, I got another one. Brand new. If you guys can see that. I love Rapidos. These things work so well. Like, I love it. Love Rapidos. So, I got another one. Trying to answer questions. Don't do it. Let's see. Nah, bro, don't do it. So wait, so what's up with the light gantry beams? Are they because they're thin, they break easy or something? Let's think. Because I know everybody's going to this light gantry beam with a bunch of holes in it, so I'm just curious if it's even worth it. I have the Physec for my Trident, 100% expecting it to be bad. Okay, well, I'm just seeing a lot of Voron guys running that thin beam. To me, it looks so thin that if the tool head hit the bed, it looked like a little twist. At least that's what it looks like. But I'm just curious to try it out, you know? It looks cheap, like 38 bucks. So I wanted to try it out. Oh, they flex. Okay, they flex. Okay, too much flex. Okay. Thank you, guys. Flex is too much. Okay, gotcha. Okay. See? I was right. This is why I didn't want to do it the first time. When I saw that, I'm like, that is way too thin. That's way too thin. But, yeah, okay. You can measure the flex with tap. I'd assume flex. Like I said, I haven't one, but I haven't installed it yet. Alright, Joe, when you install it, let me know what you think. But, you know, I was just curious. I was just really curious to try one, you know, because everybody's been installing them lately. So I was just really curious, but I'll let you know when you install. Alright, awesome. I appreciate that. Guys, look, we're almost done. And the print looks good. The prints look pretty good. Keep in mind, I didn't run input shaper on this yet. It's only like I only calibrated the rotation distance for the filament. I stole the pressure advance from one of my printer because I know it works. I know it works. Which is 0.0028. It works for almost every filament. So, and then that's all I did. There's no input shaper tuning on this. So we'll see what it looked like when it's done, and we'll make our final assessment. And I did increase the Z-op speed, so the Z-op speed is 100 millimeters, so it's pretty quick, it's pretty zippy. Let me see the temperature on the motors. They stayed around 60. Oh, smokes, that's hot. Now we hit 80 degrees territory. Ooh. Look. Look at that. I can't get it quite good, but you see that? 80 degrees territory. Look at that. That is insane. Woohoo. Jeez. Okay. Almost done though. Top will even measure a Kapton film on the bed tape. Yeah, Top is very accurate, Teza. That's why I love Tap. I love Tap. Don't forget the cold fusion with different multiple heights of object. I modded the Montes to do untap. No issues on input shaper. Awesome. So I'll see if I can if it messes with the beam. Okay. That amount is going to be jello by the end of the print. Yeah, it's hot. I'm not going to lie. I can feel the heat off the motor. Like, it's hot. I can't even touch it. Look at this. It's hot. There's no way. It's hot. It's just insane. I meant to say, don't you get like a cold joint? No, I don't, Mustin. But welcome to the stream, Mustin. And of course, my Z, something is off with my Z because the prints are tall. So I'm pretty sure something is off with the Z height here. A little bit. There's something off with the Z, my Z a little bit because I'm looking at it and my Z's off. So let me see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure something is off with the Z height because it's making my print tall instead of normal. So, but that's fixable. I can fix that. Careful, don't melt the mount, or you will, or you'll do a Nero 3D front fell off. That I'm trying not to do. I'm trying not to make the mistakes Nero be doing on stream. I am trying to literally leave that all up to him. Yeah, they look high. Yeah, something is off with the Z Tesla. Because if you notice, everything is tall. It's not supposed to look like that. So it's a Z height. I need to mess with something in the Z. It's almost done, though. The print is almost done. Quality-wise, the print looks good. Oh, you thought the Z was looking a little funny. Yeah, it's definitely tall. So there's something off with the Z. Because I just looked at him like, yeah, that's a little tall. It's a little taller than usual. So I got to fix that. I'm pretty sure I can figure out what it is. It's probably something off with the rotation distance. If anything, it's something off with the rotation distance. And it's bridging. If I have to print to vertical dowels, I'd rather do one at a time. Oh, I like to print multiple at a time, most things. You can print multiple objects at a time. Are you going to put a... Yes! I will. Lussing, I will put a bacon scanner on here. That's the next thing I wanted to do. Honestly, I like trying things new. And listen, I love the quick draw probe. I love the probe stuff. But that baking scanner look really, really freaking cool. So yes, I will be experimenting with this printer. It's not going to stay stock. I want to do the frost, you know, like I said, I want to do the frost mod on there. I'm gonna put 1.8 on there instead of the 0.9s, and I will be putting the bacon on there. So stay tuned. There will be some mods coming to it. It's not staying stock. They look great. Like to see a close-up. Yes, I'm gonna give you a close-up when finished. For sure. You'll get a close-up. They look good. I mean, just for the first print, I'm surprised. It's turning out good. And I'm kind of shocked. Oh, you just got a Modbot got a Bacon Pro? Oh, nice. I definitely want to test it out. I'm gonna buy one though. I'll get one. I'm gonna get one and test it out. It looks pretty cool. Oh, another thing I'm gonna build. I was gonna sign up for the beta, but I didn't because I haven't done beta stuff yet. But I want to try Annex new MMU. So instead of the enriched rabbit carrot feeder, I think theirs is called. What did they call theirs again? I don't have to look. They just released a video on it. I'm gonna cheat, guys, because I can't remember what theirs are called. I want to build one because they look like they did a better job in terms of implementation for MMU. Where is it called? There we go. It's done. And it is done, guys, finally. All that noise. Jesus. What's that MMU called? I'm gonna let the bed cool down a bit, guys, before I pop it off the bed. Now that it's kind of quiet. Jeez. Whew. Hear that silence? Annex Trad Rack. Yeah, Trad Rack. That's what it's called. Trad Rack. Annex Trad Rack. There you go, new paradigm. Yeah, Trad Rack. So I want to build one of those Trad Racks. One thing I noticed, they're using a bigger servo motor. And I think that was the biggest problem with the ERFC. When I built mine, I said the servo motors need to be stronger. That weak servo motor didn't work, man. That was the biggest downfall. If they could have put a stronger servo motor up in there, I think there would be less issue with that ERFC. But Annex did good with that strong servo motor. I think that's going to make a big difference in how the MMU works. So I'm building myself a Trad Rack once it's released. I was going to sign up for the beta, but I'll wait. I'm going to wait till it actually officially released, then I'll build one. But I want one of those. Yes, they just did. Yes, Trad Rack. Yep, I'm going to build one. I need one. How much decibel is that printer from 4 feet away? I couldn't tell you, Moston. I know it's loud. That's all I can tell you. But, like, to be fair, even News Paragon can tell you it is a loud printer. I'm not saying it's the quietest. You can actually make it quiet and make it less vibration, which I'm going to work on. Because it won't sit on my desk. This was just for streaming and displaying, but it won't sit on my desk. It'll actually have its own little spot in the corner back there once I do a video on it. But you cannot get away from the sound. You know, again, these motors at high speed, you just can't run from it. You know, that's just how the nature of these printers are. They're gonna get loud. I signed up, also did for K3 and turned out to be amazing. Awesome, man. And I appreciate your News Paradigm coming around, because you really did save my butt there a couple of streams ago. So I really appreciate you coming around and helping out, man, because it did help. It did help a lot. See, I'm gonna wait till the bed cool down a little bit, because I doubt I can pop these off yet. Maybe. Nope. No, not yet. I'll just wait till cool down just a little bit more. Then we'll pop them off. But it looks good. They do look good. You should get a metal shelf and stack them. So, you brought that up, Lasink. I'm gonna probably move this. I'm planning on rotating this room for just space efficiency, because there's a lot more printer being built. And remember, I like I promised, I'm gonna give some away. US and Canada for now. Shipping costs probably come out of my pocket, but it's just to give back. It's my way of giving back to the community. But I'm gonna have to swip, like, one of these streams you might see things shifted a bit because I need more efficient way of the camera angles. As you can see, I'm struggling with camera angles, so I need to do a little bit better job at that, and just fix up the space a bit. I'm going to buy a mirrorless camera for my main shooter. I just like the quality of a mirrorless camera, and I'm going to keep these cams just like close-ups and stuff like that. So I have a little bit of a change coming, just for better viewing angles, better lighting, and just to change up the way I have everything set up. So it's going to take some time, but in the coming months I will shift things around. So yeah, that's coming. That way I can stack them a little bit better. That way you guys can see all the printers and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm working on that. That's a plan. But that thing is fast. Oh, it can print faster, Mustin. You ain't even seen nothing yet. It can print fast. I was trying to push it and it just couldn't manage. I got to do some work, but it can print faster. If I turn this on, you'll be shocked how fast this thing is. This thing is insane. So this can print faster. This can print way faster. This is just the tip of the iceberg for this. My goal is 300 millimeters second at 20K minimum. So, and I will get there. So it can print faster. Uses the VL53XL chip. Okay. Yeah, it can print faster. This is light work. Well, I guess I can pick it up now. So we're gonna pop it off. Ooh, okay. All right, came off. A little warm, but trying not to burn myself on the motor. I'll fix that. All right, guys, let's take a look. Let me actually bring to the clearer camera so you guys can see. So, there we are. A little bit of ringing. You see that? So, not bad. You can see that ringing in there. But look at the corners. Look at the corners. Those corners are nice. Look at that. So, my pressure advance tuning is really nice. So, I don't have to worry about pressure advance. I might can dial it down maybe a tad, but the pressure advance is not bad. But as far as the top is nice and clean. It's not bad. Details are there. Wow, that's actually pretty good. Not bad at all. There's a dragon. Not bad at all for that speed. And this is ABS, not PLA. ABS. So there we go with the Benji. So like I said, some ringing in it from the speed, but layer stacking wise looks good. The layer stack looks really nice, other than the ringing and stuff. Yeah. What you think, guys? It's not bad. Not bad for the first go. Not bad at all. I'm pretty impressed. No, Steve, no. The Z setting is definitely not correct. This cube is way too tall. So I'm gonna have to fix the. I think it's the rotation distance that's the problem with the Z setting. Yeah, because it shouldn't be this tall. It shouldn't definitely not be this tall. But I can fix that. That's probably something I missed in the config there. Can't see the layer lines at all. Yes, which I'm impressed about. I think that's the most impressive part is the layer lines you can't really see. You're just seeing the ringing, which is really nice. So that means my tuning on this is not too bad. That means I can just kind of like input shaper, kind of dials to certain things back a little bit and just kind of optimize the speed setting, and I should be in business at that point. So I'm impressed. That was pretty good. Probably gear ratio and that setup. Yes, I'm thinking the same thing, Steve. All right, maybe we can fix it together. So this is the gear ratio we have. And news paradigm, since you're still here, hopefully still here, you can still look at my config. Let's take a look at that and see if you guys can help me out. Let's go desktop capture here. Okay, so this is what I got. So maybe you guys can, if you guys spot out something. This is what I got from the Annex, Annex config. But if it's not correct, let me know. So anything you see off that I might have missed, let me know. So if you guys point out something, let me move over here. Sorry guys. Anything that you see off, I don't know if it's a gear. I'm thinking it's a gear ratio possibly, and maybe rotation distance. It just, I don't know. I might have missed something, but I'm not sure what I missed. Hey, 3D Experiment, welcome, buddy. I know you're late. It's all good. It was sprinting, but I'll make it move for you. I'll make sure it does a little move for you, buddy. I'll start another little print, but let me see if we can fix the Z here. I don't know exactly what to change. Let me compare. Let me compare the config here. Rotation distance is 40. That's what I have it set at. The gear ratio is 5.1. Microsteps is 16. I don't know what the setup should be. How many teeth are on the Z pulley? It's 22. Is it 20? I think it's 20. Let me look. Good call. Good call. Let me look. So it's a 22 pulley driving a 80 millimeter 80 tooth. So 22 pulley on the stepper driving the 80 tooth gear, and then there's another 22 pulley. So all 22s is what they are. I doubt there's a 16. So the motor is a 1.8 degree stepper motor on there. So yeah, I think you may be right. Let me look at the config. And news paradigm, if you're still here, maybe you can help out a little bit. I know you sent me a config. I need to look over that. Let me look back at the Annex. Make sure I didn't miscopy something. Configs. Clipper config. Should it be 4.1? If they're all 20 teeth pulleys. Full stepper rotation should be 400 instead of 200. Is that for? David, but the motor on the motor that's driving that is a 1.8 degree stepper. Shouldn't it be 200, not a 0.9? It's only saying change 400 if it's a 0.9 stepper, but it's actually a 1.8 degree stepper, which is 200. So 4.1 ratio. Okay. Okay, so maybe you guys are right here. Let me look. You guys might be right. Maybe I missed a step. I think I might. This is what it's saying. All right, let me show you guys what it's saying. This is what I copied, so you guys can see. So on Annexes, so right here, You notice what it says right here. So if you were using, this is for the lead screw setup. Clearly I'm not using the lead screw, but this is their Z setup. And if you look, it says 5.1 ratio Delta Z attached to 1.8 degree motor, which is what I have. 16T micro step, full step is 200. That's what I have. So I'm not sure what's causing, unless I don't know, I use everything correctly. Yeah, I'm not sure now. It's a good thing I have this happen on stream so you guys can help me. Okay. Never mind. I thought they were 0.9. No problem. No problem. Double check the pulleys on the Z drives. All right. Let me look, Steve. Let me check. I'm gonna show you guys so you guys can see it too. So maybe you guys can help me out a little bit. Let me go back to this here. All right. So I'm gonna show you guys with some light. If I can get some light. All right. My phone is so this is what you're looking at. So we got a 20T pulley right here. We got that 82. I'm pretty sure that's an 82 pulley. And there's another 20 right here. And this is just an idler. And another 20 there as well too. So all 20s in terms of the pulley part. And I think another 20 right there too. So all 22, but this. So I'm not sure. I think the ratio might be off. Like you guys say, it might be a 4-to-1. I can try that and see if that's the case. So that's what I have. So I'm not sure. Yeah. So maybe I give that a try. Doesn't hurt. Try 4.1 maybe. So let's try. Hey Delmar Franks. Hey buddy. Welcome to the stream. Obi-Wan Kenobi, welcome to the stream, buddy. Good idea by Delmar. Measure the requested Z movement versus what you get. Been lurking and working on printers. Oh, awesome, man. Good to see you around, though. Are you sure that's a 20T on the stepper? If so, then change it. See, that's what I'm going to think about. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to change it. I'm going to go ahead and change it. Let me go back and... Okay, so let's try. My bad. Okay, 4.1 on the ratio. Okay, let's give that a shot. Now, will that throw off my Z offset? Should I redo a Z offset again if I just change that out? It probably would, don't it? It probably would. Let me see. Actually, it's moving slightly a little bit better. Okay. All right, let's fix this. I'm a bit anal when putting this back on the magnetic bed. It always bothers me if it's not perfectly on. It just mess with my eyes. So it's gonna bother me. Hold on. There we go. All right. Let's do it. Let's try something. You said let's move 1 millimeter at a time and measure, right? Is what one of you guys suggested. Let me keep up with you guys here. Let me see. Kean Mobley, congrats on the build. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Grants Auto Essential 20 should be 4.1, 16. Okay, so maybe you guys are right with that. Okay. I guess the config is wrong then on the Annex side. I guess the config may be wrong because I copied it directly. Yes. All right, so let's do a quick print. We're just gonna do a quick benchy just for checking. We're just gonna do a cube. Let's do another quick print, real quick, and just for checking it. And it won't be long because I'm gonna keep it at the same speed. Just for verification purposes. And that way 3D experiment get to see it moving. Let's go back to the slicer. We're just gonna print the cube, just the cube only. I think what's the name posted a cube earlier in the stream. But it's okay. I'll just use this. Put a ruler on the bed and measure off an extrusion to verify. Agreed. All right, I can do that. Agreed. Measure to verify movement. Printing again. Maybe some Z to 0. Then request for the plus and measure. All right, I'm gonna do what you say. Obi-Wan Kenobi sounds like that's more logical to do. Measure it with a ruler. How does it measure first? Exactly. All right, I'm gonna try that. Mine is 5.1. Not sure when it changed to 20. If there's what the bomb has. Yeah, it says full 20. Well, let's measure it. Let's measure it. Who knows? It could be me not paying attention and went ahead and put 20 T pulley everywhere. So it could be. Let's try. Will a caliper work, guys? Do you think the caliper will work? I think it would. Let's try that. We can try a caliper. Alright. Let's do a. Let's measure it out real quick. You know what? The way this is measuring might be a little awkward to actually measure this out, but can we get it? All right. So 121. Okay, so we'll just move on 1 millimeter and just check to see if it moves. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and move 1 millimeter down or up, whichever. All right. I don't know, guys. I don't think. guys. For a caliper to do it the opposite, use the pin. Use the pin side. Command Z. That way it works too. Okay. So I'm guessing you're talking about this one, right? The actual pin portion here. Okay. Because it just didn't look accurate a second ago. So let me zero it in out and try again. Let me see. So let's go. Let's take the measurement here. So use the pin side. If we can get trying to find the best way to move this thing in a way where I can actually get a measurement off of this thing and move it up or something, because I want it to land on the actual rail so I have something to lean it up against. Maybe sideways, possibly. I don't know. I'm trying to find the best way to move this up, because I got the concept of what you guys are saying, but I don't know. I think the best way is to say if I leave it right here, right, and then move it up, it should move up and show me where it's moving to. If it's what I'm guessing you guys are saying. Alright, it's touching it. Okay. Now we can take this. Move it up 1 millimeter. Oh, that away. Oh yeah, that works, guys. Hey, look at that. That is freaking cool. Okay. Hey. Yep. We're good. We're good. Good job, guys. Thank you, guys. That works. So, every movement, it did move up 1 millimeter. So, thank you, guys. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Delmar France, for the suggestion. You guys are freaking awesome. So, that did help. A little awkward doing that, but that helped. So, I'm guessing News Paradigm, if you have 5.1 in your that means I probably didn't pay attention to the bomb enough, and I bet you instead of using 16T pulley I used 20 when it should have been 16. I'm pretty sure I messed that one up. Thank you guys. You guys did great. So that fixed that. So cool. Now I learned something new. See? That's why I like you guys on stream. I learned something new that you can do that. But still, I just kind of want to let you guys see some movement. So instead of printing, I'm just going to show you guys that it does move, and you know, we can call it a day. But I wanted to 3D experiment to see that it does move. So I'm just going to do a speed test. Just a speed test. I was printing at 600 millimeter, maybe. Yeah, 20 and 16K. Alright, here's a sample coming. Just a quick acceleration test so you guys can see it. There you go. Now keep in mind, this is at 18K. I cheated a little bit. I upped the acceleration a little bit at 18K, not 16. So I cheated. The bomb shows 16T. Yeah, so I probably messed up Garrett Powers. I probably messed up. I was the one that did that. I can always change it, but it's okay. I rock with a 4.1. There you go. All right. So it prints. It works. It's a little loud. The motor runs a little hot. I'm just happy that it actually works, and the layer quality is pretty good. Other than the ringing, I'm pretty impressed on the layer quality. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of shocked, to be honest with you. So, the only other thing I'm probably gonna do in the background before I make the video is kind of work on fine-tuning things. I'm gonna find out why I cannot do 20K acceleration. Why does it layer shift? I think that's the main thing that's kind of making me feel a little gripe with the whole thing, is because I know it can do it. So I'm just probably going to loosen up my belts just a little bit and re-tighten back everything, and then go from there, because I feel like my belt is overly tight. Honestly, my belts are pretty tight, so I'm going to kind of loosen them just a little bit and play with the acceleration there. And if it does help with the whole thing, then it's just that my belt was a little tighter than usual in this case. But it prints, it works. Finally, guys. It's been months. It's been freaking months, and finally we got it to print and move. But man, it was something. It's a journey. It's a journey with this printer. Now it will print the right size too. Yes, yes, it will print the right size too. That was my bad. And see, and this is what I was trying to say. Like, this is why I like this printer, because it really makes you pay attention to the details. Like, every little detail can be missed like that fast. I mean, I think there was someone in the Discord channel that actually missed an end stop on his Y, and when he ohms, the whole thing just rotates like that. Okay, it's so easy to mess up on this. It's just got a complicated printer. But again, I only kind of messed up on one thing, just a 16T pulley. I can fix that. But overall, it's a fun build. I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was fun. And doing it on live stream made it really, really, really fun. So you guys made me feel super comfortable on live stream, and it's only getting better. So, but yeah, we're on the 3-hour, 18-minute mark. I won't hold you guys up any longer, but I appreciate you guys for coming through. Appreciate all the Patreon support. Rolahan, I think I have Rolahan, Giuseppe Noto, Nunel, Axe Potato, Frenzy Narwhal, Nick, a couple more of you guys, Nick Rolato. I mean, I appreciate you guys. It does help. It does help towards buying more printer stuff and just building more printers. So really appreciate you guys joining, and supporting the channel. Even just subscribing and sharing and liking really does help the channel a long way. So I appreciate every single one of you guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next week's stream. Peace out, okay? All right, good night, guys.